Now my sound's on. So hello and welcome to the BSL GosuLeague Finals and third place match. My name is Ray, and usually I'm here casting these games with my co-caster Snipe. Sadly, he's not here right now, so I'm just going to solo cast for now. Maybe he comes and joins me later. But yeah, I hope we have some nice games. I hope you will enjoy the games. So we will start with the third place match today, and after that we will watch the grand finals of the BSL 7 GosuLeague. So first of all, I will introduce the players, of course. So you can see it in my browser here. So this is a GosuLeague bracket. I will make it a bit bigger here. I hope it's good to see. The third place match is Ziggy against Bandy. Ziggy being a Terran player, Bandy as Zerg, and we can see their path here in the tournament. So for Ziggy, we had him defeating Ultralink 3-0 in the first round, so that's definitely a very great result. And then last week we saw him losing to Oya in the semifinals. 3-1. The games were very interesting because Ziggy he did play a very aggressive strategy. He went for, I think, every game it was like one base, two factory, or even three factory on one base. So he's a very uh, aggressive early game player. But it really looked like Oya was able to prepare against him and basically countered most of his aggression by just getting enough units early on as well. So that's the path for him. And on the other side, we have Bandy, who did defeat one of the fan favorites in the quarterfinal in Cadency. Very close CVZ 3-2. And then he was defeated by the Polish Protoss Yeti in the semifinal, also 3-1. From those games against Yeti, I can say that I saw him playing pretty aggressive as well. Not like Ziggy, just super early aggression, not like 4 pool, 5 pool, whatever. But more like pure Hydra against Protoss in the mid game, like or early to mid game, just mass Hydra, 6 hedge Hydra, and not really a big plan to transition into the late game. So I think he likes to get some more units as well, a bit more early on. So yeah, this will be a very interesting game. So we have two players who play quite aggressively. Yeah, and with that, I would say we will go into the game and take a look on who gets the third place in this BSL 7 GosuLeague. So I'm going to host the replay here. Yeah, the map is Powerbond. I guess most people know the maps by now, so I don't think I need to introduce all the maps here. Yeah. So, just before we start, guys, if you have any comments, just any feedback or impressions about the games, just put them in the chat all the time. I will also read some of the comments in the stream. So yeah, and now I would say let's go. So Ziggy against Bandy, TVZ, BSL 7 GosuLeague third place match, game 1. Let's go. Okay, so in the top left corner here, of Power Bond, we have our Russian Zerg, Bandy. And in the bottom, we have our Polish Terran, Ziggy. Yeah, TVZ is a matchup that I have no experience in myself because I'm a pro player. But of course, I'm watching all the KSL, all the ASL tournaments and so on. And yeah, I know the strategies in this matchup for sure. So yeah, let's take a look. But I don't think it matters a lot because usually from the games I've seen, especially from Ziggy, he is not really following the usual standard build orders. So he likes to play very aggressively on one base. I've actually casted him in the quarterfinals, I think. So, or maybe it was a group. It was a group stage. I cast Ziggy's games, and he had to play against some Zergs as well. And he liked to go one base factories even against the Zergs. So, yeah, he went for like very early Goliath tank push most of the time. So yeah, we'll see if he pulls that out again or if he maybe changes up his strategy. Okay, let's see what we have on the Zerg side. So far, pretty normal stuff. 12 hatch here on the natural. Another drone scouting, of course. And he will follow up with a pool shortly. Okay, so in the Terran base we already have a gas here, so the possibility for some factories is there, of course, not going for like gasless expansion. I mean, some Terrans like that, but I think Ziggy is not one of those players. Yeah, so far, not really any super weird stuff. I mean, in the semifinals, we saw a lot of proxy gates and so on as well. So I'm really interested to see if we see that today as well. Okay, this drone, can it get away? I would think so, yes. And yeah, you can see, as predicted, Ziggy going for that early factory again. He really likes those factory builds and the early aggression. No game sound. Oh yeah, excuse me. Now we should have game sound. Yeah, of course, guys, if there are any problems with the stream or just any other comments you have, always go ahead and tell me immediately. I'm always reading the chat as well. Okay, so we have the early Zerglings chasing this Terran SCV around, and we also have the gas taken by Bandy here. Another hatchery in the natural, so yeah, there's a vulture coming, so most of the time we see a Zerg reacting by getting an early sunken, and yeah, exactly what we see here by Bandy, so he will not get caught off guard here by that vulture and lose some drones. He is playing safe, he's already getting that sunken, yeah, and he should be totally safe against this vulture. No speed, of course, the machine shop's not done, and yeah, very interesting that we see the command center behind it. It's actually one of maybe even the first time that he that he made a command center without getting at least two unit production facilities. Okay, so maybe Ziggy even did change his strategy here for this third place match because maybe he was a bit known for being a one base aggressive player, and I mean Oya countered him last week in the semifinals pretty well, so maybe he changed up his strategy, and yeah, it's very nice. So on the Zerg side we have the lair, and oh, we have a Hydralisk, so that's also very interesting. Will there be a Hydralisk push? We also see the second gas here, oh, and the Hydralisk research. I will activate the production tab so you can see it in the top left. Meanwhile, we have the mine upgrade here. research. It's ready for the vultures, and behind that Ziggy is getting those Goliaths. I mean, you need some anti-air in case that the Zerg is going for those Mutalisks, so yeah, he's very prepared here. Oh, already getting his +1 armor upgrade, not armor, attack upgrade of course. Yeah, okay, so we'll see what Bandy can do with those Hydralisks. So far, nothing big happened. Nice mines here from Ziggy, blocking all the expansions. So he will know when Bandy wants to take an expansion, so that's very nice. But so far it looks like Bandy has other plans and wants to go for an early bust here. Of course the mines help with that as well. The Overlord is still slow, so yeah. There is also the little possibility that the Hydras run into a mine. Hydras against mines is always a very weird interaction, because sometimes, or most of the times I should say, the Hydras deal just fine against the mines because they can shoot it down before it can explode on the Hydras. But sometimes the Terran is getting that lucky mine hit and it kills like 5 Hydras. So that's really volatile. Yeah, and Ziggy is playing very safe. He's getting all those turrets, so in case there are any Mutalisks, but we see no Spire here. Oh, Overlord speed just finished, so now he is able to go across the map a lot faster without any danger of running into mines. Apart from that, we also have the range upgrade almost finished, and of course the speed is already done, so I think we will see a little attack here by Bandy soon. But what is there as the defense? Okay, we have a bunker that's very nice against Hydras, and also the SCV is ready to repair. So he looks like he's very prepared, and I don't think a few Hydras can break this. But he needs to be careful, he needs to repair fast, of course. Yeah, he's doing it, so it should be fine pulling more SCVs, but they are not going to the bunker, but the bunker is totally fine. Hydras are just way too bad against bunkers. You need so many Hydras to kill a bunker which is getting repaired, so yeah, nice defense by Ziggy. Now he has a siege tank ready, so no real danger of dying to a Hydra bust here. So what is the transition here for Bandy? We see he's switching to drones again, he's building some drones, and he wants to get an expansion now. And he's doing just that. Meanwhile, we have the attack upgrade finishing up for Ziggy. I'm not sure, maybe he could go for a push himself, but he lost some Goliaths in the attack, so right now he doesn't have a lot of units, so I mean he has to stay in his natural for a bit longer, I think. Yeah, he's on 2 factory, he's not like all-inning with a lot of units on like 4 factories or so. It looks like he really wants to play very safe here. And yeah, starting his second upgrade immediately after the first one finished, so very nice of him here. Yeah, very solid game I have to say by both players. Bandy, of course, getting the upgrades as well, getting his third expansion now. I mean, maybe he's a bit behind because he did go for that attack and it didn't really kill a lot, except like 2 Goliaths. But if I look at the supply here and the worker count, I feel like Ziggy maybe was not that active on the worker production here, so it looks like Bandy is in a fine position here. So that's very interesting. I mean, we saw him not building a lot of workers in the semifinals as well. Was really noticeable. But of course he was mostly one basing, but he's also not building any SCVs on 2 bases, so this is quite odd, I would say. Yeah, but I don't know, he's adding a lot of factories, so it looks like he really wants to go for that 2 base all-in at this point, so he wants to get just a lot of units. He's yeah, ramping up his production and getting a lot of units now, and probably plans to just kill Bandy with a straight up push here. So we see no scout by Bandy. He could fly maybe in the main a bit to see the factory count or so, but we don't see that so far. So what is there for Bandy? Is he's still making, okay, he's making Hydras here. Oh, we have the Broodling. Where are the queens? Ah, okay, there we have a lot of queens here, but I'm not sure if those queens are ready, because Ziggy looks like he's almost ready to push out here. Of course, a Broodling, for those of you who are not really familiar with that strategy, you get a lot of queens and then you research the Broodling upgrade to just kill off the tanks, for example, with your Broodling ability. But this ability costs a lot of mana. It's 150 mana, so you need to build the queens a bit ahead of time to let them research just charge energy. And yeah, he's already there almost with most of the queens. They're already at 150. So we'll see how the micro is. So he can, yeah, he should probably move them soon. But I think he has so many Hydras even. I don't even know if he needs those queens here. But if the queens join the fight and can kill off like 4 tanks or so, I think the Hydras should easily win the fight here. And behind that, Ziggy still not on so many workers. What is the upgrade? The upgrade is done for Ziggy, so he's on 1-1 here. Bandy on 1-0. The second attack upgrade is not quite done, but it looks like he's going for it anyways. Not the best position, I think, but we see some nice Broodlings here on those tanks. Almost all the tanks are killed. But yeah, his Hydras went in a bit too early, I would say, before the queens really casted their Broodling ability. So this fight was closer than I expected it to be, but still, reducing the tank count for so much. There's only 1 tank left, 5 Goliaths. Okay, of course more reinforcements now, but I don't see any possibility of Ziggy here to really go across the map towards the third base and do some damage. I think the macro here of Bandy is just good enough. He has so many Hydras coming all the time. Yeah. I think there are no more queens, so I think he lost all the queens. Okay, no, he has some. Okay, he still has some, but of course now they need a lot of time to get another cast of the Broodling ability. So right now he's basically on only Hydra list, and at some point if the tank count grows too high, the Hydra list just won't cut it, because tanks counter Hydras pretty fast. If there are not many tanks, the Hydras can still like flank a bit, split up, so it's still fine. But if the tank count grows too high, it's too difficult. But yeah, Ziggy, despite being below 40 workers, just takes another expansion here. And it looks like he does not want to go across the map and attack the Zerg here. Is there any... Yes, there is a transition by Bandy, just started here with that hive. Of course he had a lot of gas mines already, he has the third base to take still. He has a lot of gas banked up, so once that hive is done we'll see probably a Defiler, maybe Ultralis even. But I think before that's ready there is a timing window where it's like only Hydra against a lot of tanks, so this timing window is very dangerous for Bandy, and we'll see if Ziggy maybe has a chance to hit that timing window. But so far Ziggy is just content on being on 3 bases here and mining some additional minerals. Bandy always losing some Hydras here and there. So what is there in the upgrades here? 2-0 still for Bandy and 1-1 still for Ziggy. You can see in the top left here the upgrades, the second attack upgrade by Ziggy and the second or the first armor upgrade by Bandy. They're pretty even, so no upgrade advantage for either player here. And still only Hydras against tanks and Goliaths. What are the queens? Are the queens ready? Oh yes, they are ready. They have more Brutling casts. All of them are over 150 energy. But at this point there's so many tanks, I'm not sure if they can really kill all the tanks in time before the Hydras just get demolished by the tanks. Okay, nice attack here. No tanks fighting those Hydras. So nice position here. He can kill off some tanks with Brutlings. So only one tank left here, which is in range of the Hydras. And yeah, I mean, this was a good attack. Most of the Goliaths died at the left side. The tanks were all here, didn't fight and got Brutling. So that's how the fight should go for the Zerg. And yeah, is able to kill this expansion. So at this point, it's very difficult for Ziggy to come back, I think. His tank count is reduced a lot, and he's only on 2 bases right now. And I mean, the Hive transition is almost... yeah, the Hive is done at least. What else is there? We still see no really Hive tech started. No Defiler Mount, no Ultralist Cavern. Just still Mass Hydra. And some Queens, of course. And Ziggy is really pushing. That's interesting. If there's a nice flank, I think this army gets just crushed. Oh, losing some queens here for free. That's not good. And it looks like he maybe wants to go. No, his Hydras are not fighting. Just one half, and it gets crushed. Oh, not sure if he looked at this fight here. Oh, it looks like he's not really microing anymore, losing so many Hydras for free here without really attacking. And I think now at this point, sieging up the natural here, Ziggy is in a very good position to maybe take this game. A Mutilus switch would totally crush this army as well, by the way. Oh, this mine hit. Wonderful. Is there anything left for Bandy? No, he's only getting Hydras and he just lost most of them. It looks like there's no way out here for Bandy. And yeah, they're closing in on the natural here. Oh, and he leaves the game. GG. Whew, yeah, that was a very up and down game for me, I think, because I mean, it looked like Bandy was totally fine, but then I felt like he lost some Hydras here, some Hydras there all the time. He lost a few Hydras, and in that first attack he ran in with the Hydras, lost most of them before the Queens really casted most of their Brootlings. But I mean, he was still in a fine position. I don't know, maybe, as I said before, like Hydras just won't cut it if the tank numbers grow too large. You need a transition. You'd only use the Hydras for the mid game army to transition into the late game units. But yeah, basically same strategy as against Protoss for Bandy, just going mass Hydras in the mid game and never really transitioning out of it. So I don't know what to say there. But we'll see if the second game is any different. We definitely saw Ziggy going for quite a change here in strategy, not going for that one base all-ins that he liked in the group stage and the semifinals. Yeah, he changed it up, got some expansions, and did make the right units. Tanks against Hydras, perfect. Yeah, okay, for those of you guys who just joined a bit later here, you can see it in the bottom left of my stream, casted by MasterReY and Snipe. Usually Snipe is here, he's my co-caster, but today He's not here right now, so I'm not sure what happened, but maybe he will join me later. Yeah, so far I guess it's only casted by MasterReY. You're right, of course. Okay, so let's join the second game here. Yeah, and of course, welcome to everyone. I hope you enjoy the games. I hope you enjoyed this first game as well. And of course the finals, which will come after this third place match here. Okay, but first we will focus on this match here. The map is Neo Sylphid, and in the top position here we have our Russian Zerg Bandy, and in the top left corner of Sylphid we have our Polish Terran Ziggy. So we see this Overlord scouting in the right direction, so that's always a little nice thing to have. Of course, most of the time not game changing, but yeah, maybe you can save that one scouting drone, get some additional minerals with that, so that's always nice. Okay, so no weird stuff here in the beginning. So last game Bandy did go for 12 hatchery, which is what I've seen most Zergs do against Terran. And yeah, there's an Overlord, so we don't see any like 9 pool here or so. He's just getting more drones, so I guess we'll see a 12 pool again. And this SCV is also scouting the right direction, so he will get that scouting information very fast as well. Of course, also seeing this Overlord, so yeah, he knows he will get scouted, he knows the Overlord is here, so maybe he can pick it off with the first 1 or 2 Marines. That's always a possibility if the Zerg is not careful and places it on some ledges here. Oh, and we see a pretty early gas, I would say, even before the pool here. Yeah, buy Red Warrior. So gas before pool, that's interesting. Personally, I've not seen any Mutilist strategy of Bandy, so maybe he will go for that this game. Of course, we see that expansion, as already mentioned, was a 12 hatchery here. And Ziggy just going for the barracks so far, getting the gas again, and he's on. Yeah, he gets the factory again. Has enough gas for another one if he wants to do so. Okay, no tech started here with that gas. Wait, he just used a lot of resources. Weird. Anyways, so we have that early layer, but it was scouted by Ziggy, so yeah, nothing in the dark here, nothing surprising for Ziggy. He scouts everything, so he could expect some early Mutalists. He will get his Goliaths very early this time, I think. Maybe even some turrets. If he expects Mutas, he definitely should do so. So yeah, maybe he can even stay in the base before the layer's finished to maybe scout that Spire getting started, but this SCV is already on 5 HP, so I don't think it will survive for too long. No, it's dead right before the layer is finishing, and now Bandy can just place his Spire immediately. Meanwhile, we see the first Vulture going out, and this time no Sunken here. Oh, needs to micro that. Oh, already losing a lot of HP on the Vulture. And oh, of course we also have speed, by the way, and the Spire started. Yeah, so he didn't go for Sunken this game, but a lot of Zerglings. Of course, he has quite a few less drones this game, but maybe those Zerglings can do something. Still, like, no wall, no anything here, just that one bunker. I mean, Zerglings... Oh, they just killed the Vulture here, so now there's no Vulture out and there's no block here. They can just run by this bunker and then it will be very difficult. This SUV will not block 20 Zerglings either, so more and more Zerglings streaming in here. Oh, this will get very dangerous here for Ziggy, I would say. Yeah, he wants to get some blockage here, but this is too late. I mean, didn't he see most of the Zerglings? And now the SCVs are not there in time, and whew, I think this will be a fast game. Yes, this is a fast game. Wow, didn't really expect that. I thought Ziggy scouted more than 6 Zerglings with the Vulture, so at that point you want to go, yeah, maybe a bit safer with some wall here, maybe an additional bunker also, or some SCVs already in place to repair the bunker, but he didn't do all of that, so these Zerglings had an easy time just killing Ziggy here. Okay, I should update the scoreboard as well, so we are on 1-1 now. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a change from the normal strategy that we saw Bandy do. Just some early Zerglings, very nice. And yeah, we'll jump right into the next game, I would say. So game 3 between Bandy and Ziggy. Let's go. Wait, near Sulfit again? Did I open the wrong? Yes, it looked like I opened the wrong replay. Sorry about that. Ground 0 is the correct one, of course. So this is a best of 5, by the way. I'm going to enter this here so everyone knows it on a scoreboard. I hope that's easy to see. Perfect. So game 3 here between Ziggy and Bandy in the 3rd place match of the GosuLeague. On ground 0, 4-player map this time. Yeah, in the top right here we have, this time in red, again our Polish Terran Ziggy, and in the bottom right corner on close positions we have Bandy in magenta. And we see the Overlord scouting the correct direction again. Yeah, my co-caster Snipe just arrived, so he will join me in the next game. Oh, what's this? Okay, it's waiting for the supply depot here. Yeah, again we see that Overlord, nothing too special, doesn't want to go for a super early pool. And on Ziggy's side we have the Rex. Oh, on low run maybe? No. Okay, just scouting here with that SCV. Is he going into the right direction? We'll see. Any seconds? Yes. So he's going to scout Bandy here immediately. So again, no surprises here for either player. Yeah, and I mean, if Bandy goes for the same strategy, Ziggy really has to keep his Vulture alive and also, yeah, maybe take a bit closer look on what units are leaving the base with that Vulture instead of letting it just sit in front of the base. So we need a bit more active scouting. Oh, we see a gas block here. So, okay, this also eliminates the possibility of the early circling speed, of course. So, As it's one way to counter this, of course. Who needs scouting if you know that it can't happen? Very nice idea here. Yeah, continues to bring that refinery to the maximum HP. So it will take a long time for this refinery to die. So yeah, we'll see really no early gas. Of course, he could take the gas here in the natural, but yeah, maybe he'll do that. But of course, this SUV can just scout it, of course. Will he cancel it in time? Yes. So perfect, very close to being finished. A lot of HP on this refinery. But yeah, we can see Bandy taking the natural immediately. So not a huge delay here for Ziggy, for Bandy. Yeah, but it's always very nice to deny this early gas, so there can't be a super fast layer or super fast circling speed, and you're just on the safe side. And of course you can see it here, Bandy actually has to decide, will he go for the SCV to deny some additional scouting, or will he kill this gas to get the second gas? Or he gets additional circlings to do both of it at the same time, so this gas is doing something even now. But yeah, he's going for that SCV first, doesn't care about the gas here. So he wants to get that scout out of his base immediately. Meanwhile, on the Terran side, we have that expansion and... Okay, this time we have the first adaptation already, getting this barracks in the front of the naturals to maybe have some additional wall here. And we see basically the same strategy again for Ziggy, that early vulture, but no sunken again, and this time no circling speed, because this gas was denied. So this vulture is really here completely free to roam this base and kill some additional units and also some drones maybe. I mean, there are a lot of zerglings, but you always have to remember as a zerg, every zergling you have to build to kill this vulture is one drone that is not getting built. So basically every pair of zerglings is one drone kill, you can say, for this vulture. Oh, but oh, nice around here by Bandy. So he is safe for now. He's still not getting a sunken here. What is about the zergling speed? Okay, it's almost done now at this point, so it's basically the same strategy, just that the zergling speed is slightly delayed. So what is there for defense? Again, almost nothing, but this time he has some additional vultures at least. So if he can micro those, he will be fine, but it looks like he's not really reacting. Okay, gets 2 in the bunker, so that's nice. Meanwhile, the vulture is harassing those zerglings, so he will not die at this point. Vulture has speed now. And yeah, another vulture. So he's going for a lot more vultures, so this is very nice. This is a good defense after all. It was close that the Marines got into the bunker, but yeah, I mean, yeah, nice adaptation by Ziggy, just going for additional vultures instead of a tank. So I will activate the production tab here. Oh, we see more zerglings streaming in, and I mean, at this point he's just losing them for free if they go in one by one. A lot of zerglings at and he's still rallying more. I'm not sure if those zerglings are going to do any damage anytime soon. Meanwhile, yeah, I mean, there's a lair, but did I miss a spire? There's no spire, right? He's on 600 gas, he has a lair? What's going on here? Maybe his spire wasn't built, we saw him complaining about lag a bit, so... Yeah, oh, this drone... It looked like it should build the spire, but maybe it didn't, and Bandy is not realizing it. Yeah, I mean, they're just chatting at this point. Yeah. It's too hard. Whew. 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 Another very short game, but this time it's the other way around. Nice adaptation by Ziggy, getting those early speed vultures and not getting that first tank against speed circling attack. But yeah, I don't know, Bandy getting that lair but not using his gas at all, almost at 700 gas, didn't build the Spire. So, I mean, there was nothing for him to do except making Zerglings, but those Zerglings of course have no chance against a big group of Speed Vultures. Yeah, so in the end, no hope here for Bandy without any other units. Yeah, and Ziggy takes game 3 and is ahead 2-1 in this third place match here. It's a best of 5 of course, so he's only one game away from taking that third place in the BSL 7 GosuLeague. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, we still have at least one more game. And maybe even two, we'll see about that. So, as I mentioned, my co-caster Snipe is here by now, so we can get him into this stream. There we go, the information overlay is fixed and he's already in the game here. I will get him into the voice of the stream, the voice call here, and then we'll start with the next game. Yeah, hi Snipe. Nice that you still made it. The stream is still online, so...
Cool, yeah. Sorry I'm late. Yeah, slept a little too much. Still getting used to that time change we had a couple days ago, so... on my weekend, so... oh well, yep. I made it here better late than I was.
Yeah, definitely nice that you're here now, and... yeah, you missed some nice games. We have 3 games completed. It's 2-1 for Ziggy here, and he's only 1 game away from the third place, but Bandy can still get the third place as well if he wins 2 more games now. Yeah, and with that, I think we'll start right away, right?
Alright, so moving into game 4.
Yes, let's go.
Good. TVZ.
Yeah, we saw some... the first game was very passive in the very beginning, some Hydra aggression of Bandy, but in the end, when the tank count grew too high, Ziggy was able to take the win. Not going for 1 base all-ins this time.
Ooh, mixing up.
And the 2 other games were some early Ling harassments, early speed links. One time it worked, and he killed Ziggy straight up, and the other game Ziggy was able to defend with speed vultures and was able to turn it around and kill Bandy. Yeah, so that's the summary of the first 3 games. So let's see what we have here now.
Alright, well in the top right corner we have Brown Zerg, Bandy from Russia, who I assume's from Russia.
Yeah, and in the bottom left corner, in purple this time, we have Ziggy. So both players changing their colors every game.
Maybe they just aren't playing, or they're playing it with random on the use map settings version of the map or something.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, so I don't know what to expect here from these players.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning we saw no super special things. Bandy going for 12 fetch each game, and Ziggy going for that Rex into gas with a fast factory. Yeah. Oh, we see, yeah, okay, 2 SCVs leaving, but only 1 for making the Rex and 1 for scouting, so that's completely normal. And we have the 12 fetch again.
This is a 2-player map, so that probably, I mean, that may favor Terran a little bit, giving Zerg a few less options on places to take more bases later on. Like, Zerg can't really take a second natural in main here. But that said, the 3rd and 4th base for Zerg are both up ramps here, pretty close to his base, so they are still fairly defendable and turtleable, I would say. So actually, he probably can still get 4 bases up fairly easy.
Yeah, that's correct, but we have not seen any 4th base attempt in this series so far, so the game yeah, picked up some speed very early on. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, and another gas deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he lost the second game to Speedlings, and the third game he countered that by making the gas steal, or by building the gas in the Zerg main, and he's doing that again, so I mean, I guess that's his go-to counter against early Speedling aggression.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't delay Zerg a ton. I guess, yeah, he won't get his Speedlings out as quickly, but he can just take this natural gas too. If he had sent a drone out earlier to take that, he could have started mining that as soon as his hatchery finished. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so far it's a 100% repeat of the previous game that we just saw. Yeah, it was a bit laggy, it felt like, because Bendy was complaining a lot about lag, but in this game he said it's better, so yeah, we'll see if he transitions out of his Speedlings and maybe gets a Spire this game. I think he wanted to do the last game, but somehow it didn't work out, and he didn't build the Spire.
Yeah, that is one thing for Zergs. If it is a bit laggy or something, it can be hard to go for those metas. And you know, especially if you rely heavily on that meta micro.
No.
Not necessarily going to work out, but we'll have to see what he does go for here. You know, like you said, maybe they changed some settings in between games or something, and they found something that works for both of them here.
Yeah. Yeah, so far it's still a complete mirror, except that Bandy did not make additional Zerglings. Last game he did make 6 Zerglings, in this game he only made 2 Zerglings, so that's the only difference I can see so far. The lair already starting as well, with of course that gas mining in the natural here. Yeah, and just Ziggy going for that expansion again, getting some, or one early vulture, which is sitting in front of the natural, but oh, we see a sunken. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Didn't build that last game.
Okay, definitely need that against those vultures. You want to prevent that run by and having that vulture just win the game sometimes by, you know, microing your drones and lings in the main.
Yes,
It looks like you will be prepared. Alright, so it'll probably be a longer game than last game.
Yep. Oh no, we have a Hydralisk then this time. And the speed. Oh, there was actually. Wow, this is super interesting. He had speed researched and cancelled it, and now he restarted it again and cancelled it again. So.
Yeah, make up his mind.
Yeah, a bit indecisive it looks like. Ah, okay. Can we play without
lag is back.
Ay.
Are they from Russia and Poland, I guess?
Yes.
It depends where in Russia he's from.
Yeah.
Could be close or far, Poland. Right, well.
Okay, so
Like continue
no,
from Ziggy.
no research. Yeah, okay, we have the mines. Okay, last game he did go for the early speed, but I guess because of the sunken this time, or maybe because of the Hydralisk then he saw, he's not going for the super aggressive vulture strategy, but is getting his Goliaths out in his main now.
We don't have any Hydralisk upgrades on the way. And there is a Spire started, so is this like to kind of fake him out? He's like, oh, okay, Bandy is going for Hydras, and then he's going to transition into a bunch of Mutas here in a bit. That's kind of what this is looking like to me.
Yeah,
Or
I think
maybe
so.
he just wants to pick off the first Wraith if that was coming.
I mean, it's. I'm pretty sure it's intentional that he builds a Hydralisk then right in the front for the Vulture ready to see. So, yeah, it's definitely like a little fake out, but maybe because he built that Hydralisk then so far in the front, maybe it's even a bit obvious here.
Yeah. The other thing that could be said is maybe he was building it there, yes, partially as a fake out, but also to kind of block the path so it's not as easy for vultures to run by.
Yeah, that could be true as well.
So
Oh, but we see a third base here. So those early Hydras still have a purpose without like only faking it, but he's also defending his third base now on this ramp, on this very small ramp, so that's very nice. Very hard for the vultures to get up there.
Yeah, Ziggy can't confirm for sure if there's a third base up there or not, but the fact that the Hydras are already there protecting the base on the top of the ramp kinda should make him suspect that there is a third going on there.
Yeah, and now we have the first Mutalisk complete, but also we have the Evolution Chamber and Hydralisk upgrades starting now. So it looks like he likes to switch units in this game.
Yeah, a couple of unit tech switches, maybe fake out Starts off with the Hydras, goes into the Mutas to make him think he's gonna commit to Mutas, and then switches back into the Hydra.
Oh, I
But
have
it
to
looks
say,
like,
very late turrets by Ziggy here, only starting them just a second ago.
Yeah.
If the mutas flew across the map immediately, they would have arrived in the natural way before that turret is finishing. But I mean,
Yeah.
in the end, there are 2 turrets now, so he is pretty fine, I think. Some Goliaths to help out as well.
The Vultures saw him pretty early, and he took a little bit of time getting over here, which bought Ziggy the time he needed to get those up. And he does have these Goliaths here. He is still gonna find some nice damage, picking up a few SCVs and a couple of Goliaths here.
Yeah, the Goliath upgrade almost done here in the machine shop. Yeah, will finish any second. So yeah, I don't think those Mutalists are finding a lot more damage, but they are flying into the main now. Only, okay, 4 turrets, but no turrets on the top half.
Ooh. Picks up another SCV, but it does take a lot of Goliath shots from that one. He's still trying to make this work. I mean, he's getting a couple of kills here and there, but he's taking a lot of damage on those Mutas in the process.
Yeah, he definitely lost more there than he killed. And yeah, I mean, meanwhile, he is already, as mentioned, transitioning into a lot of Hydras now, getting the double upgrades with 2 evolution chambers. Where is the second one? Oh, never. No, wait. Oh, wait, it's a Mutalist upgrade. Oh, I totally missaw that. He's actually upgrading Mutalist and Hydralist at the same time. That's quite interesting here.
Yeah, he's getting care base for the Mutas and Hydra range. So it looks like he's going to... Oh, and Hydra attack upgrades, right?
Yes.
So it looks like he's going to commit to both, like you're saying. Maybe try and do a flank with Muta Hydra or something against the eventual Terran pushout.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely a valid point to the strategy, because if you go for Mutalists and you harass a lot, the Terran will react with a lot of Goliaths in the beginning, and if he even sees you have the Carapace upgrade on your Mutalist, he will just think about Goliaths. And if he doesn't scout the Mass Hydra switch, then he just doesn't have the tank count to fight those Hydralists, so that can be a possibility here.
Yeah, and he already knows that he had a couple Hydras and switched into Mutalisk, so he's probably not even considering the fact that he's banking a bunch of Hydras at home at the moment.
Yeah.
Unless he scans it or something, it may catch him off guard.
Yeah, only 1 tank so far, and he's still... Okay, he's making another one now. Oh, 2 more machine shops and 2 factories in his main base, so it looks like he is ready for more tanks and more Hydralists.
So I would say he probably is aware of this. I did notice Bandy has been reinforcing this Mutalisk clump, though. He's back up to 11 in this group again.
Yes.
So just continuing that for harass purposes.
Yeah, and we'll see if Bandy just decides to go across the map with the Mass Hydras at some point and try to crush his Terran, especially when he goes outside of his natural. Maybe this could be the time.
That tank was almost able to be picked off by those Mutas. They didn't dive on it, but he was getting kind of far away from those Goliaths.
Yep.
But we do have Terran looking to move out on the map here. Just get a little bit of map control pushing out. We'll have to see how much he wants to commit with those, knowing those Mutas are still flying around looking for some damage somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if Bandy has a nice flank, he can definitely kill off this army, which is outside. But yeah, Ziggy just going back a bit, joining with the reinforcements. And we see a lot more tanks getting produced here by Ziggy in his main base.
Yeah, so I imagine we'll wait for at least those tanks to join up with the army before he looks to commit to anything.
Yeah, also the armor upgrade almost finishing here up for Ziggy, maybe like, I don't know, 20 seconds. Should not engage in a fight before that's finished. It's getting close here.
Yeah, it's always good to get that upgrade. Help you a lot in the fight. Any upgrade, if it's just about done, that'll help make your army stronger. He does scan all these Hydras now. It looks like he's going to take a position up on this ridge and slowly push his way across with these tanks.
Yeah, of course those ridges are high ground, so when your units are up there and the opposing units are attacking them from the low ground, you have that evasion, the mischance of your opponent's units, so that's very nice. You always want to try to get on these ridges and fight there.
Yeah, and definitely can swing a fight quite a big way. Oh, we do have a little bit of an engage, both players backing up.
I'm not really a fan of Bandy moving his whole Hydralisk clump in one clump, basically. No flanking here. No split off, maybe go through the middle, go from the bottom, go from the top. I mean, you have some options on this map, but he is not using them so far. And it cost him the first game, I have to say, but maybe he can do it this time.
Okay, we are having him push in now with the Hydras and the Mutas. Picks off that front tank. If he can get the rest of those tanks with those Mutas, he can maybe take this fight, but those tanks are doing a lot of damage here now.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Looks like he is going to have to back up.
Yeah, I mean, he had some Hydras at the top, but this gap is just way too small to go through there. And in the end, Ziggy pretty much crushes the army, and he still has 5 tanks left over. And so Mutalisks are almost dead. Yeah, only 2 Mutalisks left here. Okay, 5, 6 actually.
I'm with you. I think a flank could have been better. If he had some Hydras coming from the other side, he could have crushed those tanks in the back with them. Plus, the tank fire would have been less concentrated. I think a fight would have gone a lot better for him.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a third base attempt here, and if Bendy can go up there, maybe he can kill off this command center if he's ready. No, not really working out. Well, okay, maybe.
Tank might get it, but if he does get it, he'll lose all the Hydras in the process, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually looks like he's going to lose most of them anyway, and the CC is probably going to live here.
Yeah, 3 Mutalisks are not going to kill off this command center, and I mean, it was again a very good trade for Ziggy, I think. So I have to say, the army of Ziggy is getting scarier and scarier for Bandy, and the question is there a transition for Bandy, or is he staying on only lair units again? Yes, he's doing so.
I know we saw he really liked this in the last series we did. When he was playing PvZ, he stayed on those Mutas or Hydras a lot. So
yes, definitely.
Maybe that's just his style. I did notice like his supply was almost 20 ahead of Ziggy at one point, but now they're pretty much even. So Ziggy's definitely caught up in supply from those couple of trades. He's a couple of good engagements there.
Yeah, so there's definitely one big difference that I see for Bandy here compared to the first game that looked pretty similar, but then the tank count grew too high and he had only Hydralisks and he just got crushed. But in this case, he's actually getting way more Mutalisks, and he's also getting additional upgrades for the Mutalisks. He's already on 2 Carapace and getting a attack upgrade now, and yeah, he's almost on pure Mutalisks. And of course, if Ziggy doesn't see that and gets more and more tanks, this can be very dangerous for the Terran player.
Yeah, he's gonna have a few Hydras too to help flank with the Mutalisks. They won't do as much now that he has such a small number. Oh, a few scans going off. He saw, okay, he didn't see the main Mutalisk clump. So that's important there for Bendy.
Yeah, still more and more Mutalisks are getting produced. Just spending all of his gas on Mutalisks and some of the minerals on drones here.
Yeah.
And of course we have the first 4th base here in the bottom right corner for Bandy.
Yeah, that's good. And he kind of needs that because his main and natural are starting to dry out. I mean, we can see Ziggy's main is pretty much mined out. A couple of Hydras. Oh, that mine hit.
7 kills on that single mine. Whew, that's frustrating.
Very. Looks like Bandy's forced to move out his Mutalisk flock now.
Oh, what?
Oh,
he's just flying over the Goliaths. No, he's losing so many.
Commit them here now. I mean, he's giving more time for more Goliaths to meet up. Had he committed earlier, there would have all the Goliaths would have been streaming through that small choke. Still as it is, it looks like he probably has enough mutas to easily take out this army here in the middle. Which would be a big win for him.
Yes, exactly. Ziggy also added a lot of vultures here, which helped him not really a lot against the Mutalisk. So it really looked like Ziggy was totally clueless about that Mutalisk switch, and now he's here in a very dangerous spot without a lot of anti-air. Just mass tanks and vultures.
Yeah, he's building mass turrets here at the third base as well. He's pretty scared of this. I mean, he should be. He really needs to get some more Goliaths or something to fight these out on. He's just gonna, Bandy's just gonna fly these Mutalisks over the third base, tank all these turret shots. And I mean, it looks like it's gonna work to some extent. He's killing all the turrets. He's gonna be able to start hammering away at the SCVs now.
Yeah, and maybe he can also kill some tanks in the process for free and go for another unit switch to the back to the Hydrolist if the tank count is reduced enough.
Yeah. A few more Goliaths. I mean, Ziggy's just spamming out those Goliaths now. He needs to. This Mutalisk count is getting smaller. There's only about 12 of them left.
Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe he's a bit too deep inside here or a bit too long inside this Terran territory here.
Oh, and he's taking a lot of turret shots trying to get out of there too. Well, maybe he overstayed his welcome a little bit too much, but he did get some decent damage done. Maybe not quite as much as he was hoping for though.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, Ziggy's main is mined out, so he could transfer all those SCV to the third base, so the third base is still mining fine, so the economic damage is not super big, and I mean, he lost a lot of Mutalisks, and now Ziggy is able to push out again. So is there another switch maybe? No, we don't see any switch, still mass Mutalisks. Okay.
I think he doesn't have a lot of gas for more mutas at this point. He is setting up that fourth gas now, so he's going to be able to start getting that. He's got a pretty sizable mineral bank, so he needs to figure out how to spend those minerals. Like, he could just make a bunch of Zerglings. Obviously, Zerglings aren't ideally what you want against the, Vulture tank Goliath, but he can still buffer a little bit for the Mutalisks.
Yeah, I also think a lot of Sunkens could help him against those Goliaths as well. But yeah, he's not really spending his minerals here.
Oh, an Irradiate. Yeah, it wasn't on the big main clump of mutas. Luckily there for Bandy.
And I think this is a great fight for Bandy. Not enough Goliaths still. Will he lose the hatchery? No, it's not getting focused here by the tanks. So he will be able to save this.
Yeah, the tanks are just gonna pick off a couple of drones what they can, but yeah, resetting that unit count for Ziggy is gotta be making Bandy feel really good now. Like, you can see he's had almost 50 supply. What does Bandy or Ziggy have at home to really defend anything else? He doesn't have a very big standing army at all.
Yeah, I also noticed that he got his 1-1 upgrades very early, Ziggy did, and he did not continue any upgrades for the last 10 minutes or so. So that's really unfortunate, so he's really putting himself in a pretty bad position here for this stage of the game.
Yeah, it looks like Ziggy's gonna try and move out again and kill that fourth base. But I don't think this is going to go well for him. We got two control group flocks of Mutalisks flying around here. Even a third in the middle of the map, and he is starting to switch back into those Hydras. So once Bandy commits to this army, I don't know if Ziggy's going to have anything left. Like, he needs like a Miracle Radiate or something.
Yeah, and this was not it. Very nice pull by Bandy, and those Mutalisks are doing so much damage to the Terran army, and I think this could be game already. He's free to take out any expansion he wants now. We see also some Hydrolist joining once those tanks are done, and now the third base is in siege here.
Yeah, and losing this third base is going to be a real blow for Ziggy. He does have that fourth base mining with a lot of turrets, so maybe he can stay in a little bit longer. After all, the Zerg is only mining from a couple of bases himself, but I don't know. I feel like this is too much damage.
Yes, I mean, Bandy is still mining on 3 bases, and Ziggy's like on almost only 1 base now, with Natural being mined out as well, and the 3rd base has no SCV now, so there's really
Needs
no
another radiate.
future here for Ziggy.
He did. I mean, he's still holding on to this base, so maybe something, but I don't know. There's just too many Mutalisks, and Bandy has too much control now. He can just keep making units, especially now that he's secured another gas. He's going to be able to keep pumping out those Mutalisks.
Will this command center die, or can he save it? That's a big question
it's been
here.
close. He's really trying to save it. Oh no, with the reinforcements, I don't know.
Yeah, and with that, I think it's over. There's no more army left for Ziggy. Those Mutalisks are just too much for him. The last vessel is going down now.
And he did scout this 4th base, so he's losing a bunch of Overlords free for this 4th base.
Okay, wow. Wow, now he flew in all his Mutalisks. But I mean, look at the supply. That's completely
that's a telling
obvious.
story at the moment.
Yeah,
like even if this command center doesn't go down here, the amount of damage is too much. Like even looking at the worker count, he's less than half the number of SCVs as Bandy has drones. And now he's gonna start losing them. And it looks like he just left the game with no GG or something.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah, but it was a nice game. We definitely saw a pretty different game from the games before. So a lot of big armies clashing against each other. Some, like the first time we saw Mutalisks of Bandy. So a lot of nice things here in this game.
Yeah, for sure. Good macro TVZ. And that forces the game 5, eh?
Yes, we are on 2-2 here in this best of 5 in the 3rd place match of the GosuLeague. And this next game will decide who gets that 3rd place and who will be the 4th place, which is obviously very great as well. And always remember, all the first 4 players that we see today in the GosuLeague will qualify or are qualified for the Pro League next season. So we will see all those players here next season in the Pro League.
Pro League round of 24 anyway, I believe.
Yes.
Alright. No, it's exciting. Always nice when a series goes the distance here. Especially if it's in a late match, like a 3rd, 4th place or the 1st, 2nd place match. So.
Yeah, and now we have another 4-player map, Gladiator. Oh yeah, nice comment here by Rainbow Flowers in the chat. Valkyries could have killed all those Mutalisks. Yeah, I mean, that's always an option that Terran can do if the Mutalist count go too high, but I think the main problem in this game was that he just didn't see it in time. He had so many tanks and vultures, and the Mutalist crushed his whole army. Yeah.
By the time he realized it, the damage was done, so. Yeah. Alright. Top left, who just won last game, we got Purple Zerg, Bandy from Russia.
And in the top right corner, with the color of the minerals, we have our Polish Terran, Ziggy.
Yeah, this color is always a little interesting. It's hard to tell sometimes if he has his gas or not. You just never know from the mini map. All right. So, are we in for another good long macro game here? Are we gonna see some kind of early aggression from one of these 2 players, thinking, okay, we got to end this now, or what?
I would assume so. Oh wow, we have already some nice change here. Ziggy going for that Rex before supply depot. So, I don't know, is that Oh, and the gas as well. Wow. Gas and Rex before depot. I'm not like a huge expert on Terran build orders, but there's definitely no macro build here.
Yeah, I was gonna say normally with an 8 racks you would build it more out on the map and look to pressure the Zerg expansion here, and bunker rush the 12 hatch or something, but with it in the main, I don't know if he's still gonna maybe send out a couple of Marines to try and get some damage, but with this gas, I think he's just gonna go for probably an early factory or something.
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe a proxy factory. I think he did that in his past games in the GosuLeague already. And yeah, we'll see. Oh, he goes in the middle here, and there's a drone. If
The
he builds a
drone.
factory.
Oh, that drone
Ah.
barely did not see the SCV.
Okay, nice. So he will place that factory
Oh
here in the
no.
middle. Whew.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. The drone's coming back. Oh, and he scouts it.
Yes, he totally saw this factory
But
here.
he didn't give away that he did scout it. So Ziggy's under the impression that Bandy did not scout it. Oh no, he's gonna.
Ah,
Oh, I
he
thought he was
checks
gonna...
again. Weird.
Yeah. I would. Oh no, he's gonna reveal that he scouted it.
Yeah, but I mean, what is there for Ziggy to do? I mean, you
I
can just
suppose,
arrest
yeah.
the SCV and there's no help here. This
That's true,
SCV
too.
has to decide from like fighting, retreating, or continuing to make this factory, but this is not going to work. He has to send more SCVs here.
He does have another SCV coming in, but you know, your heart kind of sinks if you're doing some kind of a proxy that gets scouted like this.
Yes.
Especially if you know your opponent knows how to react to it. He is gonna finish this factory, so we'll have to see. Bandy should probably, yeah, okay, there it is. Get that creep colony down right away.
Yes. I definitely saw this super early factory before, and the vultures did always do a lot of damage, but in this case with Bandy scouting it so quickly and even delaying it a bit with that drone, I think he's in a very good spot here.
Oh no,
Oh.
the vulture's going the wrong way. Did he not?
Yeah.
I guess he didn't scout where Bandy was.
Oh, he retreated his scout SCV to the middle
To help finish
factory
the
to help
factory,
that
yeah.
factory. Yes, wow. Ooh.
Oh no. So I mean, Ziggy cut his economy pretty harshly here to do this. And Bandy is going to be completely fine, so I'd say he has a bit of an advantage here.
Yeah,
I don't know what
definitely.
Ziggy's going to have to do.
No
Oh, and he
real
even scouts
option.
the starport in Ziggy's main.
Oh yeah, there was a drone here in the base. So it's really Bandy's game to lose at this point. He has all the information he needs. He's ahead in economy. He can prepare perfectly against this aggressive strategy by Ziggy here.
A couple of Marines on the map trying to pick off that drone. I think he's just gonna lead them away. There is a potential for a run by here. He's got 3 vultures sitting out front. He might try and run those in at some point. He did finish the factory add-on. Okay, he's gonna get a tank from there as well. So I think he's just gonna try and siege this up here and kill it. Although we don't see any upgrades started at the machine shop as of yet.
And now we see it. So he waited for 150 minutes there to get that siege mode. And yeah, this is definitely an all-in. If this push is not doing a lot of damage and killing this at least one of the hatcheries and a lot of drones, there is, yeah, Bandy's just in a very nice position to finish this game for himself. But the first race is coming in now, but the hydros are already done, so Bandy's super well prepared here.
I mean, he did let this bunker go up, and I mean, with this siege tank, he doesn't really have an army to kill what Ziggy has out front at the moment. If siege mode finishes, this could actually be kind of scary here for Bandy. I think he didn't take this serious enough, maybe, after scouting it. Okay, the Hydras are coming out now.
Yeah, I think he's
it's
fine.
gonna come down to whoever wins this, yeah.
This siege tank, I mean, one siege tank is not the biggest of deals. He can just let the siege tank shoot at the hatcheries a bit, and once he has, like, I don't know, 8 more hydras, then he can just go in and probably kill this. But Ziggy could get some SCVs to repair the bunker, maybe. That's always very strong for hydralists.
That race did get 2 kills while this was going on drones.
Oh, did he lose an overlord? He's supply blocked right now. Or did he just not build the overlord?
I think he just didn't produce it. That Wraith has 2 kills and they were both drones.
Okay.
I mean, he's got 3 tanks here now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This is getting more dangerous. Yeah, I mean, you have to take the timing to kill that first or second tank maybe, but once the tank grows too high, again, like in the first game, the Hydras just won't cut it. But now he is going in, he
Okay.
has the speed here. Oh, this
Oh
is...
no.
Yeah,
Okay, he
he's
does get the
killing the
3
tanks.
The bunker is still alive. This is
No
close.
repair, no repair on the bunker.
Okay, there
There
it
we
is.
go. I should have killed the SUV, so now this bunker's getting up. Ah, okay, now he snipes it. Oh, but he just leaves.
Oh no.
Oof. Okay, didn't expect that game to end so
Yeah.
quickly after killing those tanks.
I mean,
Okay.
I think he just didn't respect it enough. You're like, okay, he's like, I scouted the proxy factory, I scouted the starport, I know everything, I'm gonna be fine. And then he just didn't take the threat seriously enough, and he waited too long. The tank got too high, and he lost too many hydras trying to break it.
Yeah, that's it. So, um, that was the last game of the series, and congratulations to Ziggy for getting that third place in the BSL 7 GosuLeague. But as mentioned already, of course, nice job by Bandy. He finishes in 4th place and is qualified for the Pro League anyways.
Yeah, definitely an interesting game to finish things off. Now we're moving on to best of 7, I believe, for the finals, right?
Yes, that should be right. Best of 7 in the finals. And as always, first of all, we will take a look at the players here. I mean, you know the players from last week's semi-final games, but I will show the bracket here again, so you see their paths throughout the GosuLeague tournament here. So there we have the bracket, and so first of all, first player is Oya. Yeah, we saw him defeating Wing Zero, also called Uzuna, in the quarterfinals. So that was a PVZ. He won that pretty convincingly with 3-1. And then last week in the semifinals, we saw him defeating Ziggy. Yeah, with some very nice prepared builds against those one base all-ins by Ziggy. I really liked that. It definitely looked like Oya did put in some effort, some research into his opponent in the semifinals. So I'm really interested to see him play today against Yeti. Yeah, speaking of Yeti, he had a pretty solid run through the tournament as well, defeating a Zerg player in Yop in the quarterfinals with 3-0, not losing a single game here. And then last week in the semifinals, we saw him defeating Bandy with some nice adaptation against those Mass Hydra strategies by Bandy. So yeah, both players felt like very smart and prepared players to me. And yeah, but both players did not play a PvP so far, at least in this bracket. I'm not sure what their group games looked like, but this is definitely the first time we see a PvP in this playoff brackets. And yeah, I'm really interested to see that.
Yeah, me as well. A lot of people say PvPs maybe aren't the most enjoyable matchup to play or watch, and for a while there I was with you, but I've been learning PvP a lot more myself lately, and there's actually a lot of little things that go on that make it quite interesting matchup. Like you always got to be thinking about, well, okay, what's my advantage? What's my opponent's advantage? And like, how can you minimize his advantage and gain a bigger advantage with what you have, right? Like, unless you're doing mirrored builds, what I'm saying is one person is going to have some kind of an economic advantage, where the other person is going to have an army or tech advantage. And it's like, how can I use that advantage to my advantage? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, definitely. And I also like that as a caster and as a viewer, you can very nicely compare the two players. If they are doing similar builds, you can really see where the difference are, the slight differences, because I mean, they are playing the same race. You can compare their worker counts, you can compare their gateway counts, you can compare the progress of the tech. So this is really interesting. So
and it's
let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I was gonna say it's definitely gonna help too that we actually have a chat in the chat saying asking for Protoss. Yeah, we're actually both Protoss, so I was gonna say it's definitely gonna help that we are both Protosses ourselves. So
Yes.
we should be able to give some good insight to this finals here.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say let's start. The scoreboard is completely updated. We have Oya against Yeti. In this GosuLeague Finals, we see a best of 7 between those players, and this is the first game, and we are starting it now.
All right, nice. I'm excited. Let's get this going. The grand finals of the BSL 7 show or GosuLeague. All right.
Yeah.
So spawning here in the bottom left of Sylphid, we have our red Protoss Yeti.
And in the bottom right corner, with the colors of his country, Sweden, in blue and yellow, we have Oya.
All right. I wonder if he picked the blue on purpose because it makes it look like a Swedish flag.
I don't think so, but
No, I doubt it. That'd be cool. All right. So, Sylphid, it is a flat map, which does open up the opportunities for more rushes early on. Like, it's more likely you'd see something like a 2-gate or even 2-gate goons or some kind of thing. 3-gate, just it gives more possibilities to an early rush, making it a little bit harder to defend or easier to set up a contain on your opponent if you can get that advantage early on. We'll have to see if either player wants to go for something like that. We are having a pretty early scout out of Yeti, scouting just after Pylon here. We don't see anything coming out for Oya in terms of scouting just yet.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it's always the little decision you have to make. Do you want to have that scouting information a bit earlier to be prepared if there is a 2-gate zealot rush coming, for example? So you can adapt very early. Or you want to use that probe to get some additional minerals so you can get your own buildings slightly faster. So I mean, it depends on the situation, but mostly I think it's just preference of the players. Not a
One
huge
thing I
deal.
already noticed, Oya sent his first scout into the middle to check for any proxy gates.
Yeah.
Sometimes on 3 players maps, especially, people won't necessarily do that and they'll just miss a proxy gate. So playing very aware, scouting through there. And Yeti sending his probe a little bit in the wrong direction, but he is now going to get it into Oya's base and scout what he's up to and see there's no 2-gate, nothing suspicious going on.
Yeah, and we even see some zealots here before the call for Oya. I think he did that in his previous games as well. Wants to put on some early zealot aggression onto his opponent. Let's see if he gets some 1 or 2 probe kills. The same is true for Yeti, also getting some zealots before the core.
So both are opening up. Okay, we do have the core started for yeah, but no core as of yet for Yeti. So I'm not sure what. Okay, I guess his is just a little bit later. I don't know. Like, their probe counts are even, so I'm not sure why he's already this far behind in minerals or something. Interesting, but both of them opening up Zealot Core Zealot or Z Core Z, which you don't necessarily see as much anymore. But considering this is more open map, I'm not too surprised to see it either. So.
Yeah, now the first zealot is in the base here. We also saw that mana pylon getting placed, so one probe is not mining and maybe there's another probe dying now. Oh my god, he just killed his own probe there, right?
Yeah. So that's 2 probes down, 1 kill from Oya and 1 from Yeti, so a little bit of miss from Micro, that definitely hurts. I mean, he's not going to die from this. Hopefully he can take no more damage. Is he going to lose another probe?
Ooh.
Oh, he does. So that first Zealot, definitely worth it for Oya, and he's actually going to get out with that Zealot as well to save it.
Yeah, that's super nice. I mean, some people might argue that even 1 kill is already worth it, and 2 kills definitely is, but he got even 3 kills off with a little bit of Yeti, of course. But that's super nice, and even saving his zealot, so that one is recharging shields and can maybe tank some damage later on.
Oh no, I was about to say, did he kill 2 of his own probes? Because each of these zealots has 1 kill on them, but I forgot about the pylon, so one is the pylon. Okay, I'm okay.
Yeah, I have to say I'm not 100% sure if the kills on your own units even count, because this maybe could be the scouting probe of Oya as well. The second kill, the pylon and the scouting probe.
That could be
I'm not super sure if your own units count as kills. Maybe someone in the chat can clear that up for us.
Yeah. So what do we have? We have, it looks like 3-gate robo coming up from Oya here. Meanwhile, we have one gate in robo from Yeti, so he was probably going to be looking to expand relatively quickly here. I don't know if he's really going to have enough to defend this 3-gate goon. Like, his Reavers aren't going to be done in time, especially if he goes for something like Observer first.
Yeah, I mean, 3-gate is a very common strategy on this map, because as we mentioned, this map is completely flat. There's no ramp here between the main and the natural, so you can always get a lot of goons and just fight very easily here in this natural. So yeah, he's going for that. He will have more goons, and if the Reaver is not done in time for Yeti, it will be very difficult. So yeah, we'll see. The shuttle is almost done, so we will start the Reaver immediately after that, I would assume.
Yeah, it looks like we're also going to have maybe a Reaver follow-up for Oya. His robotics support bay is done. He doesn't really have enough to support all this at the moment, while continuing to make Dragoons and Pylons. But it is there for whenever he decides he wants to get that Reaver shuttle out.
Yeah, that's a bit weird because, yeah, 3-gate and units produced out of your robotics is definitely not supportable that early. So we see him here having a gateway idling always for a few seconds. We saw those 2 idling as well. And yeah, but so far I have to say this Reaver is done for Yeti, and I think now he's in a not that risky spot, so he can definitely micro here a bit and place it in a nice defensive position if he scouts that attack by Oya in time, but I think he did, right? Well, he will now.
Yeah, but Oya has a lot more units here, and he's getting a good position microing forward so he can pick off maybe another Dragoon, or at least he'll get these Zealots here.
Yeah, I felt like Yeti stayed a bit too long there, and now it's getting super hard.
He's gonna have to really micro that Reaver, and I don't think it's gonna be enough yet either.
Oh, the shuttle!
Oh, that Observer there
this Observer. Wow, yes. Like, without this Observer, the shuttle would have survived, but now, with the shuttle dead, this is completely over.
Yeah, I mean, even without the shuttle, I don't think he would have had enough here. Maybe with the 2 Reavers, but there's just so much from Oya, and he's going to be continuing to send 3 Dragoons across the map here. And he's got his own Reaver just finishing up now as well, so... This is GG.
GG.
So, nice game, and Oya takes game number 1.
Yeah, definitely also... nice comment in the chat here. Oya stop probes. Yes, of course. That's one way to be able to support 4 production buildings on one base. Yeah, I mean, there was some time where the gateways were idling, but in the end, he had so much units anyways, definitely more than 2 gateways and the robo, so yeah, he was just able to win the fight. I think Yeti stayed a bit too long fighting when he was outside and he saw the goons here. He lost, I don't know, 3 goons or so before he really retreated, so yeah, he pays for it.
Even if he retreated into his main base, like, he would have got contained, yes. Maybe been able to fight out. But we saw Oya had a Reaver coming too, which just makes it so much harder for him to try and get out on the map. Like Oya would have been still in a commanding position, I would say, had he even been able to retreat back into his main in time.
That is true. Yes, definitely right build order decision here by Oya. Getting for those 3 gates on Neo Sylphid is always a good strategy. And you can take a lot of wins if your opponent is a bit too light on units and just goes for like 1 gateway Reaver. It's always very difficult to hold if you're outside of your main base, for sure.
He did have a second gateway later, but it wasn't enough. He did take a little too much damage, I think, from the early Zealot as well. Kind of set him back. Not just the probes he lost, but in his build as well. He got things up a little too late. So
yeah, okay. We will go into the second game here on ground 0.
So a little bit more normal map here. You do have, the high ground mains. So things like 3 gate become a little less of an option. Of course, you can still go for 3 gate goons and contain at the bottom of the ramp. But it's definitely easier to break down a ramp than it is to break across an even ground or upper ramp.
Yes, definitely.
So I expect to see maybe some more Reaver play, like a Reaver expand or something out of at least one of our players here.
Yes.
All right. The bottom left corner, up a game, we have our purple Protoss. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he changed his color, and in the bottom right, no color change here for Yeti, again in red.
Alright.
I have the feeling like at some point we are not announcing the players, we are announcing the colors after we have seen the players for some games already.
Yeah, some people like to stick to the same colors. Like, I know I used green Protoss in all my matches, so there you go.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay, so no proxy gateways here or anything super unusual here, just getting pylons in the main base. This time Yeti also not scouting after the pylon. Just
Yeah, I just missed that.
yeah,
Both
scouting
players
after
are.
the gateway.
Yeah. And it looks like, are they gonna scout? They're both gonna scout in the wrong direction first, or find their opponent last, unless someone does a cross scout afterwards. But I wouldn't really expect that since the middle isn't really buildable here.
Yes, that's true. So we see, the first difference in the build.
Ooh.
So Yeti going for the gas here to get those early goons, and Oya going for the second gateway.
Nice for him that it won't be scouted till last. We'll have to see how Yeti reacts to this when he does find out about it. I mean, Oya should be able to get his 3 zealots out and onto the map by the time Yeti does find it exists. A little bit unfortunate for him, but he should still be able to defend, I would hope.
Yeah, we see at least that one zealot getting built. That's always something that is great for the very early defense against the 2 gate. It's very risky to just not build that zealot and go straight into goons. Yeah, but the first zealot is already out for Oya, and he's getting the second and the third one right now. So will he? I guess he will wait for 3. But he's also getting a gas, so he's transitioning. He's not like relying on this and to do some damage and to continuing sending zealots and so on. So he's leaving
there's
now.
definitely a few different follow-ups you can do. Oh, he almost got that probe. Probe is going to get in and see that he has taken that gas. I was going to say there's a few different follow-ups people tend to do after a 2 gate. One thing is you can go into like 4 gate zealots. Another thing is a lot of people like to take and expand with cannons behind it. Or the last thing here is you just get gas and you tech up to Dragoons and start getting some Dragoons out and continuing on your tech path normally. which looks like what you're going to see here. Sending that Dragoon out a little bit to start getting some early damage off on these Zealots.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
That can be dangerous if he gets blocked here on the ramp. But it looks like... No, he's not getting blocked. He is free to micro here.
Oh, that Dragoon's taking a little bit of too much damage there on the ramp, but he is going to kill that Zealot. Meanwhile,
only one kill so far on the probes. So, and there was a scouting kill of Yeti against Oya's probe. So I think he only lost one probe here. He's down 2 probes, but I think it was a nice hold, just losing 1 probe against 3 zealots, and now he's in a little bit of a tech advantage. Or is he? Is there any transition for Oya? Okay, he's just getting his range.
Yeah. Yeti did scout his main here a little bit. Actually, both players did, I noticed, after that engage. They both looked to see if there's a probe or any proxy in their base, so pretty nice. You know, they don't want that scouting probe getting additional information later if one happened to sneak in during that time. There will be a little bit of an advantage here for Yeti because his range is going to be finished. We'll have to see if he wants to try and pressure, knowing that he is going to have Dragoon range before his opponent. Try and leverage that advantage or not. It looks like he is going to do that as he's moving across the map right now, and should arrive at Oya's base right around the time his range is finishing up here.
Yeah, and he has a little unit advantage as well. It's 4 goons against 4 goons, but yet he has a zealot, but he's a bit too far forward here. You have to be very careful.
He's taking those first hits and the Dragoon range hadn't quite finished yet. Okay, now he's getting a lot more hits off. He does lose 1 Dragoon on both sides. Okay, 2nd Dragoon. Nice little defense from there. But what we do see is Yeti is going up to 4 gateways now. So he's going to just try and overrun his opponent with mass Dragoons here. He's taking the risk, saying, okay, I don't think you're going to go DTs behind this at all, and I'm going to try and overrun you with this sheer number of Dragoons.
Yeah, and he is correct on that assumption, because Oya is getting the robotics and the Nexus. So this 4 gate could actually work against someone who techs and expands at the same time.
Yep. Especially defending this, no contain, so he's going to be able to keep getting his Dragoons down the ramp. Imagine we'll just see him go after a round of Dragoons here, knowing he's going to have the Dragoon advantage.
Yes, but so far we have seen Oya definitely getting the better end of the micro trades here, of the little fights. He definitely killed off more goons so far, so I think so. Still he's fine right now. The goon number is even 1 up for Oya right now, so Yeti has to wait a bit more, maybe 1 or 2 rounds more out of those 4 gateways before he has a goon advantage. And I'm not sure if that's already too late at that point, because the factory, the robotics... Okay, he's not getting a Reaver, never mind. He's just adding more factories. Gateways, sorry.
Yeah, he is getting a 3rd gateway down and Observer out first. Nexus is finishing up, so he's going to start mining from his natural. Here comes the attack from Yeti. Will he be able to do anything? We'll have to see.
So it's 9 to 11 goons here. So Yeti is in advantage here. Can he micro well enough? 2 more goons of Oya joining, so it's 11 against 11. And I think with that nice focus fire here, Oya will be able to hold it. Yes.
Yeah. That kind of could spell trouble here for Yeti. He doesn't really have much of a follow-up. If he can't do enough damage here, he's just going to be too far behind. Like, all he has going for him is 4 gate goon. And Oya's actually going to throw down a shield battery now here as well. He's just trading out Dragoons, which is going to be better for Oya at this point now. Because he has that natural expansion running, because he's got further tech. He's even adding a 4th gateway himself. Like, Yeti is trying to transition out of this, but he's definitely put himself behind now.
Yes, I mean, I really think those early little fights where Oya just strayed a bit better definitely paved the way to this defense here. He was just in a little unit advantage. and with 4 gates against 3 gates, he was just not able to overpower the unit count of Oya. And now, as you mentioned, the tech is basically non-existent for Yeti. We still have no citadel, no robotics, nothing, only 4 gateways, while Oya already has here the Reaver building, the shuttle suite researching, so he will be able to put on a lot of pressure soon.
Yeah, I don't know what the follow-up is here for Yeti now. Oh yeah, is scouting. He sees that the 4 gateways, he sees the robotics is really delayed. He saw that the natural wasn't up yet. So he's got all the info in the world. Meanwhile, Yeti doesn't really know exactly what Oya is doing, but he does know Oya's got this big economic advantage, so I'm not sure what his plan is here. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we also see the supply here being ahead in Oya's favor of 20 supply here. And I mean, he has his 5th gate going up right now, and also the Citadel. So, I mean, if he's not throwing away his units or Yeti gets a super lucky fight or so, I don't really see how Oya can lose this game. What is his plan? He's getting a shuttle now. Maybe he will push with that one Reaver, but I will assume he waits for the second Reaver, maybe.
Yeah, I would guess probably as well. See, he is adding some more gateways. He's up to 5. Okay, he's up to 5 gateways, so he's got more gateway production. He's got the Reavers. He's even got a Citadel done, Forge done. Don't see the Templar Archive started just yet, but I imagine we'll see that going up soon as well.
Yes.
There it is, started now, okay.
Yeah, they're in the bottom here. That's the Templar Archive. Yeah, we have like every advantage in the world for Oya here, and now we have also this shuttle sitting over Yeti's natural, and the job comes in now. Shuttle speed is done. Oh,
that's good.
nice shot.
Another one.
I think this was like 4 kills. I mean, he's already ahead, and he's just putting himself in an even better position here. But the observer arrived for Yeti, so now he can place it over the edge here, maybe place some goons here to be safe in his natural mineral line. But the shuttle is flying around and wants to go to the main.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's gonna come back and pick up that second Reaver and go for attack here. He is like 15 supply ahead, roughly.
Yeah, and with those 2 Reavers, I really don't see how Yeti can defend this with just pure goons. He has no storm yet, no own Reavers.
His army is also pretty spread out at the moment. He is gonna join them together now, but he's already fighting with only half his army and taking a lot of damage on that early on. Like his army's just too separated. All of Oya's forces are together. I think this is probably gonna be it. He's just losing everything. Oya's got so much army still behind us. He's gonna fly into the main with those 2 Reavers and try and pick off a bunch of probes as well.
Yes, this game is totally over here. And there's the GG. Yeah, nice game by Oya. Getting that successful defense. Got a better end of this early micro battles there. And also another comment in the chat here. The long distance and the choke, of course, plays another factor. So in the end, he was able to hold that attack. And he had his expansion behind that, so he was in a very good position to take this game, and he did it. Makes no other mistakes, so good job.
Yeah, so Oya goes up 2-0 in the series here. That makes this next game really important for Yeti. If he can't win this game, he's going to be in a really bad spot. Like he's going to be on the ropes down 3-0. That's pretty much impossible to come back from. So really needs him to win this game if he wants to win any chance of winning GosuLeague.
That is correct, and we'll see if we can do that on the 3rd map here, which is Power Wands, and we will go into it right away.
All right, Power Bond, another ramped map, ramped main map. So definitely options here. I mean, you could see some kind of DT expand build here, or you could see, Reaver expand or Gate Robo Gate. Plenty of options on both sides. So spawning here on the left, it's a new color. We have our, I believe, light blue or pale blue Protoss. Oh yeah.
And again in red in the top right corner, it is Yeti.
So Yeti definitely likes that red Protoss color. He looks like he's gonna probably stick with that. Or oh yeah, it's probably going random, or maybe he's changing it up every game. Who knows?
Yeah, probably random, yeah. Okay, so far nothing special again. I mean, we saw Oya going for 2 proxy games, or yeah, like 2 games where he proxied some of his gateways against Ziggy in the semifinals. But in this case, he's not doing that. I guess he feels confident on winning a straight up game against Yeti.
Yeti is going for that early pylon scout again. One thing about this map is there is actually a couple of places where you can proxy gates in the natural of your opponent. Someone did that to me on ladder before. It's interesting.
In the
and
natural,
it doesn't get
okay,
scouted
yeah.
by the scouting probe, just sending it to the other base. So,
Okay.
Pretty interesting. But
I
it looks
see.
like neither player are going to do that. I've only ever seen it one time, but I thought it was pretty cool. Let's see here. Neither player taking the gas just yet.
Yeah, we
the
see
gas is
another
coming down.
2 gate here for Oya. And in this case, we have a difference to last game. Yeti, scouting the main on the first position, so he's able to scout that 2 gates. He has all the scouting information that he needs and can prepare. I mean, he did take almost no damage last game as well, but it just wasn't enough anyways.
Maybe we will see him change something up here a little bit earlier, having scouting the 2 gate right away. His gas was a bit late, and he's only put 2 probes onto it, so interesting to see. There's some reasoning for that. He actually hasn't started his core yet, so never mind, that'd be the reason. Usually you won't throw that 3rd probe onto gas until you start your core. He's actually just going to go ahead and keep making zealots against this 2 gate, looks like.
Yeah, that's interesting. Not adding another gateway, but just getting zealots out of 1 gateway. But now he's adding the core. Oh, and the probe sneaks in, goes right by the zealot, and he is able, or Oya is able to scout Yeti space as well.
I was about to say, we don't have the gas yet for Oya, but he's just now taking it. Only one of those gateways is building a zealot. Okay, the second started now. So he's going to commit a little bit more heavy to zealots this game as well than he did previous game, making 3rd and then switching into dragoons, or 3 then dragoons. And Yeti's going to throw down that 2nd gateway now and start getting dragoons out himself very shortly.
Yes, and he also did kill that scouting probe of Oya, so now he can do whatever he wants here in his base. Maybe some citadel or early robotics. Oh, even getting a shield battery.
Those first few hits on that first zealot really helps. Probably doesn't need it, but he'd rather be safe than sorry. Especially now that he has a couple dragoons out, he'll be able to micro this no problem. And with that shield battery, he's just going to be perfectly fine.
Yes. I mean, I think that was all adaptation because of his scouting information. I mean, he had this probe in Oya's main base for a long time. He was able to see that Oya continued to produce zealots even after the initial 3. So he was able to get that additional zealots himself and also the shield battery.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yeti's going to try and get some free damage off on these zealots here, taking advantage of the fact that he has the dragoons and can micro them around. Pretty nice for him. And now he's going to push out with his zealots as well, maybe looking to put on a bit of pressure. Oh, don't get those dragoons capped. Okay, that was close.
Yeah, we see a lot of damage on the goons already. One is dead.
Bit unfortunate for him there. Definitely don't want to be losing any more here. Okay. Looks like he will be alright and kill off all of Oya's zealots there.
Yes, and what do we have in Oya's base? We have the robotics done and the support bay going up. And I think the same for Yeti. The robotics finished. The probe is waiting to build that observatory or robotics bay, but so far we don't see anything.
We have a shuttle on the way though for him, so I imagine we'll see both.
Oh yeah.
And seeing as Oya already has the support bay, it looks like we're going to be getting into 2-gate Reavers here from both players.
Yes, and yeah, this is one example where we can really compare the two players because they are basically doing the same build here with slight differences, of course, but overall they are getting the same units out of the same buildings. And I mean, the first big difference, which is I think very important, is the worker count already. We see Oya being ahead 8 workers despite not
Yeah.
killing a single one in the main of Yeti, so Yeti is just not producing workers at this point. I'm
Yeah,
not
his
sure what that is about.
I don't know. It's just been non-existent this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the longer this game goes on, the bigger a deal that's gonna get. Like, since they're even supplies and he's down so much in worker count, that should point that Yeti has a slightly bigger army. But he's not gonna have the economy to keep up with this. And oh yeah, is getting another base, so I don't know. Like,
Yeah, it looks like he's just putting all his eggs in one basket, and that basket is called one base Reaver push. And if that is not working, then I don't see an easy transition out of this situation here to the mid game. And this Reaver of Oya is already done, the shuttle is also done. I mean, he's a bit low on goons, that's for sure. So maybe Yeti can abuse that fact and maybe snipe the Reavers with his superior goon count.
yeah, well, second Reaver is done now, so he still hasn't made a single probe, so I'm gonna assume he's just basically going all in with this. He's gonna
Oh,
grab those Reavers and go.
actually, super nice comment here in the chat. Oya has no goon range at this point. It's halfway done.
Ooh.
And Yeti is coming, so
Oh,
this
yeah.
can play a big role actually.
Very good point. So this might actually do something. I mean, he has superior numbers anyway. This could actually... Oh, and he's leaving with the
the
Reaver.
shuttle is leaving. Oh my god. No range, no Reaver, no shuttle.
I think this is gonna kill him then.
I think so as well, yes.
Even without the Reaver back at home. Oh, he's bringing it back now, but...
Yes.
It's only one Reaver against two. Second Reaver is coming down now. Up to see how the battle goes. Oh no. He can't get all his Dragoons in there from Yeti, but... Oh, nice Scarab shots. 3 goons there.
I mean, can't Yeti just go in? He has so many more goons.
Yeah. Nice Reaver shots. I mean, Oya's microing his heart out here on this Reaver, trying to save himself, but there's not enough here. Oh, almost loses that shuttle.
Oh my god, those Reaver shots. Oh. I can't believe it.
Yeah, very nice shots, but the fact is there's still just 5 goons and 2 Reavers here. He does have to retreat up his ramp, but even still, he doesn't have another Reaver on the way. He only has 2 goons. Yeah. All right. So there's the GG. He produced 1 more probe and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, who needs probes if you can just kill your opponent, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it was the perfect timing that he attacked this. It couldn't have been better for Yeti here. Oya had range just barely not finished. He had his shuttle just leaving the base right before Yeti attacks, so this was just the best timing ever he could have hit. And yeah, he hit it and he killed his opponent.
Yeah, Yeti really needed that win too. Going down 3-0 is not a good look at all, so we do have 2-1 now for Oya. If Yeti can manage to take this game back, we've got a really strong series. Could be anyway. Or if oh yeah takes it, he'll be one game away from winning GosuLeague here.
That is correct, and the map is bloody rich. Yeah, a map that we don't see a lot in the ladder or tournaments or clan leagues. But yeah, it's definitely nice that we see some not super popular map here. And I mean, it's a 2-player map. Both players will scout each other immediately, and we'll see if Oya goes for 2-gate again.
Yeah, 2-player map, and it's also a flat ground map. So there's definitely potential for some more aggressive kind of plays here. The mains are also quite big and hidden, so maybe some sort of proxy can happen here. We'll have to see.
So far, no probe leaving. I mean, it's definitely a good map to proxy on because the main base is also so big you can easily place it in a corner, and there's just so many places where you can hide proxy racks. But we are not seeing that for both players. They're just playing a standard game, at least in the very beginning here.
Alright. And nobody's pylon scouting this game. We've seen Yeti pylon scout twice. And not pylon scout twice now, so interesting there. I think Oya scouted after gateway every game, so I expect to see that again. Although doing a 2-player map and being open, I could say make the argument for scouting even later, like after gas or something, because you know they're not going to be able to block your scout, and you know exactly where they are. So.
Yes. Yeah, and Oya is doing just that. He's placing his gateway and going back to the minerals. So and
Yeti as well.
Yeti as well.
Yeah. Both players playing very aware of that fact. Then. And I don't know what Yeti's doing this probe. It looks like he's going to go for a 2-gate himself this game, having seen 2-gate both games last time, and it looks like he is. So we have 2-gate against 2-gate here.
Yeah, perfectly mirroring the build order here. And both players are also scouting after the second gate, so... Oya did scout his main base for the proxy.
No, very nice. Playing aware of that as well. But no, both players are going to get across the map and see that they're up against the exact same thing.
Yeah. And Yeti also scouting his main for the proxy, so it's really a completely mirrored game here. Who will be the first one to transition out of this, or will they just go for an expansion? That's also a big possibility in PvP. If you just get a lot of zealots and you pressure your opponent, you can also sometimes just get an expansion and some cannons behind that. That's definitely a possibility. Oh, and the scout probe of Yeti got picked off with the first zealot here. So he has Oya has all the options in the world now to transition out of it or expand, and Yeti will not scout it, so that's very important, I think.
Yeah, both players are getting a gas. Oya is a little bit ahead, finishing up now, where Yeti's is about almost done, so not too far ahead. But he will get a gas slightly quicker. And we do have a core coming down for him as well.
Yeah, Oya definitely was the core a bit earlier, but apart from that, still a pretty similar game here by both players. With the difference, of course, being that Oya has his scout probe in the main, and I mean, if you go 2-gate, that's even more important, or if your opponent is going 2-gate, because there is no goon coming anytime soon. You can just leave that probe in the main base for so long.
Yeah, that's a very good point. You get all that extra scouting information. You can see exactly when they start to transition to goons, or if there's any other weird follow-up or anything amiss.
Yeah, so this definitely prevents the possibility for Yeti from going for any like super early Dark Templars or so. Could have placed the Citadel right now already, but he just can't do that because the Scout Probe is still in the main.
But he has no idea if Oya has doing anything like that. For all he knows, Oya could be getting DTs behind this. Could have his Citadel on the way. He could be going for Reavers. He could be going for mass gateways. He really doesn't know. And that can make him very uncomfortable, right? Especially since Oya knows exactly what he's doing. And now he does get that probe out of there and throws down the Citadel himself.
Yeah.
The Yeti.
So this Citadel is definitely a bit later than it could have been, but we'll see if it still can do something here. But first of all, we'll see the first early fights maybe with both players leaving their main base.
Goon range was never started for Yeti, was it? Or did he start it and cancel it? Because that probe for Oya would have been in that base for a while, so he should have been noticing that the goon range never did start for Yeti, if indeed he didn't start it, which should, send up some kind of red flag, like, okay, is this going to be DT? Is this going to be Reaver, or what? Because there is no goon range at this time for Yeti. Oh, we do have the engage here though.
Oh,
see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean it's goon range against no goon range, and at that point the goons definitely do a lot better for the range player, which is Yeti here. So he is able to get a better trade here. So where's the follow-up? The Dark Templars are getting started now. The archive is done, and we also see him getting an expansion here and the cannon. So he will be safe against Dark Templars himself, but there are no Dark Templars coming. Just 3 gateways mass goons from Oya.
Is Oya going to be safe against the Dark Templars? He does have the robo facility started now, but DTs are going to be across the map before the first observer can get out. He might take a little bit of damage from this.
Yeah, but Oya can also break the natural here.
Yeah, he may have to use those Dark Templars to defend. And if he does that, it will buy enough time for Oya to get the observers out. And it looks like that is exactly what he's going to have to do here.
But I mean, we still have the early expansion for Yeti, so it's
nice
still a good position. Oh,
there.
nice block, yeah.
Preventing the Dragoons from getting into his main.
And he's just rallying more goons across the map. So Oya's plan definitely seems to be to just apply some pressure on Yeti's side so that the Dark Templars don't come to his side too early. And it's definitely working so far. The observatory is almost done at this point. The cannon is always also going up, so I think he's in a fine position.
Yeah. I mean, he played that how he had to. He had to keep that pressure on just to buy time for his observer, or else he would have just died had these DTs gone across the map. I almost would have liked to see Yeti send one of those DTs across and use the other one to push back these Dragoons, just to test the waters and see if he had a cannon or if he had observers out yet. I mean, he would have got a lot of probe kills, right? So.
Yes. I definitely agree that he should have sent at least one zealot across the map, because now he's losing both of his Dark Templars and they are not really doing any damage. And yeah, I mean, yes, he lost some goons, that's definitely correct, but losing like 3 goons is definitely way much better than losing 10 probes in your main base, and or maybe even losing the robotics facility and straight up losing the game. So I think it was a perfect decision by Oya here, and now he has that observer and he also has a lot of units and maybe can even break Yeti here. Where is the storm?
Looks like we have one storm ready.
Yes, just finished here.
And about to be a second one, so yeah, nice storms. I don't think he's going to necessarily die here, although he is getting all those cannons down pretty quickly, and he used both of his storms up. Where's his reinforcements? That was close, but I think he's going to push him back for now, especially once that Archon finishes up.
Yeah, can micro his goons, of course. I mean, he didn't really dodge the storms that well. If he had like 5 goons now or so, I definitely could see him winning this game right here and there, but at this point he has only 3 goons. They are doing still a lot of damage, but the units of Yeti can just buy time for the cannons to get up.
Oh, that one Dragoon 2 health, just barely getting out for Oya. Looks like he's going to keep trying to pressure. I mean,
Ooh.
he's got a little bit of time before those 2 cannons finish. But once they're done, I don't think he's going to find any more damage here. Does pick off another one, but yeah, I think that's the end of his pressure. So it looks like Yeti was able to defend this.
Yes, and after all this dust has settled, we can take a look at the big picture here again. So supply is pretty even, and this time actually very interesting that we see Yeti being ahead 5 probes. I mean, he had the earlier Nexus, he was able to produce probes a bit earlier, so that's definitely nice. But this game he also did it instead of letting his Nexus idle, so he is ahead quite a few workers, and he also has his Storm Tech and so on already completed, so that's very nice.
Yeah, we do have a Reaver out here now for on Oya's side. Shuttle coming up, so he may try and bust all, but we do have a move out coming here from Yeti, catching a couple of these Dragoons. Very nice. Getting 3 at least, 4. Oh man.
Oh, almost all the goons dying here.
And he lost nothing of his own, so that's a nice trade there for Yeti, picking off a few free units.
Yes.
I don't know if he should continue to push here. Looks like he is going to try maybe.
Yeah, I mean he has the zealot speed, but not really a lot of zealots here, only making goons, and I don't think he will win that fight against the Reaver.
Yeah. Reaver gets a good hit off, kills the Dragoon, and now Yeti's got to go on the retreat here.
So where are the Templars? Okay, one Templar just spawning. I feel like it's very weird that he had Storms so early, but then didn't make any more Templars and went for a lot of goons there. Usually what you want to do is getting a lot of speed zealots and more Storm. Oh, the Reaver!
Oh, he does pick off that shuttle and gets the Reaver. Nice little pick off, but he's still too few units to fight up this army straight up, so he's got to retreat back behind his cannons again.
Yeah, and the storms are coming in now, so he has 2 storms ready any second. And with the cannons, I think it will be enough to hold this. He's still making a lot of goons, I don't really... Okay, now he's switching to more Templars and Zealots.
We still have Reavers coming out on the other side of the map, but no shuttle to move them over there as of yet. He's even getting a second Reaver, so it's going to be a while before he's going to be able to use these Reavers or pressure Yeti at all with them.
Oh, and we see Oya maybe trying to get that third base up while he has like a little contain on his opponent, but this contain will not last any longer because Yeti is pushing out now. He has the storms, he has the zealots coming in now.
Templars are a little bit far behind the rest of his army. Okay, he's getting them up there now. You can probably get a couple of storms off and then move in. Looks like one storm, not the best.
Yeah.
There we go, that's a good storm. Where are some more storms? Does he have enough here?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Those are the storms he needed. He is going to be pushed back, though, temporarily, it looks like. With these zealots coming out in front now, he is going to actually be able to clear the contain outside of his base and kill a few units as he pushes Oya back to his side of the map.
Yeah, and he's also had a bit supply here, 10 supply, but Oya has those 2 rivers. Oh, again, very risky thing to do from Oya here, going across the map with the shuttle, not using the rivers to defend. I mean, he doesn't really see Yeti's army here. Oh!
Oh no, no, no! Oh! Oh, quick reaction, that was close. He only lost shields after all that too. No hull damage, so... Yeah, turning around and going home now. Definitely don't want to lose that.
So what about the upgrades here? Ooh. We have 1-1 for both players. Oh, now the shuttle is leaving this army and it's going towards the left side of the map. Maybe can wrap around to the main base there.
Yeti should see that with that probe. He is going to come back. All he has, though, are some zealots, and they aren't going to fare too well against these reavers and a shuttle.
Yeah, and there's another Reaver in Oya's natural, so he is definitely safe in his natural, so he can use his shuttle to do some harassment. And yeah, Yeti is going back. Yeti's still ahead in supply and in probes. Is taking the third base now, so he is trying to keep his advantage here. He has a big army with a lot of speed zealots at this point, and we'll see the
Oh,
storms, the
the armies are
Reavers.
coming to clash. Oh, okay, nice.
Oh,
Very nice early storms. That's going to soften Oya's army up quite a bit.
yeah, but the
If he
Reaver's
can,
still alive.
yeah, he really needs to do something about those Reavers, though. He's just going to kill through all those Dragoons. Reavers are flying into the main base now, though. Nothing here to really defend them. One cannon. Oh, how many probes?
A lot is the answer here.
And we're going to have one more Scarab.
No, he
Dead.
didn't shoot. Oh!
Oh, no!
Oh! That hit.
That was 8 probes, that last Scarab.
Oh my god. But will he lose the shuttle? Oh my god, so close!
Oh, 10 health.
One
Makes
shot
it out
here.
with 10 HP, yep. That was so close. So that definitely evens or gets a good advantage for Oya, because now he's ahead in probes. And surprisingly, Yeti hasn't been making any more yet. Okay, he just started one now at the natural.
Yeah, and Oya definitely in a good position now. He has 4 Reavers, by the way, and we see no Storm in the army for Yeti, so I'm not sure if he can win against 4 Reavers, with a lot of like just gateway units here without Storm. Now, okay, there are 2 Templars coming, but they are not with the army. He can't take this fight now.
Yeah, that is a strong defensive position with all those Reavers. I don't know if he should really try and press the issue here. I mean, he can still catch up in probes and even take the lead because he has that third Nexus quicker. He still has that higher Templar tech, but he is going to go for it. The Reavers aren't down. Nice storm on those first couple of Reavers.
Yes, very nice storms here, getting 2 Reavers immediately and focusing the rest of the Reavers. Oh, nice fight by Yeti, but I think it's still enough for Oya here.
Yeah. It was nice picking off all those Reavers, but he just didn't have enough ground units behind it to finish off the rest of Oya's.
Yeah, 4 Reavers are going to do a lot of damage when the fight starts already, before you can slowly storm them down or focus them down. They still did a lot of damage and killed half of Yeti's army. So if we take a look at the big picture here, we see Oya with the third base as well. Both players have the third base.
Oh, that shuttle's gonna... Oh my god, it escapes again with 4 health this time.
Wow, that was very close.
That's one lucky shuttle.
Yeah. Oh,
Another
there's a shuttle on
at
the
the
left, but there's nothing in it.
Yeah. Just scouting to see, maybe, or maybe hoping to get him to pull his probes, thinking there's something in there.
Yeah, and the first Templars are joining Oya's army as well now. So let's take a look at the gateway count. 5 gateways, only 5 gateways for Oya. I mean, he's making Reavers non-stop out of his robotics, but 5 gateways on 3 bases sounds a bit too few, but I mean, he doesn't have Overman, so I guess it's totally fine if he makes Reavers all the time. On Yeti's side, we have 8 gateways.
We actually have a third shuttle coming out for Oya. That's interesting. Did he lose one of them? I swear I saw 2 shuttles flying around and the third one just came out.
Yeah, there are 3 shuttles on the map right now. One is going into the main of Yeti, but there's nothing in it. And one is with the army of Oya, but only 1 Reaver in it. So he tries to pull out some units into the main base and then tries to go for an attack at the front. But I'm not sure if that's gonna work. There's so many storms.
On both sides, actually, there's a good number of storms here.
Yeah.
Yeti may even have too many Templars with his army. You almost want to see a couple more Archons mixed in there. But Oya is going to pull back here now and continue to load up these shuttles. Oh no, he's just going to put the Reaver in the higher health shuttle there rather than this 4 HP one.
Yeah, there's one 10 HP shuttle at the bottom and another 4 HP shuttle joining this 10 HP shuttle here. So that's a bit funny. Both of them are empty.
Yeah, maybe going to try and fake a drop here. Hope Yeti pulls some probes. He is going to go ahead and find this 4th base coming up here for Yeti in the top left. Instead of, he's just going to opt to fly by it. Oh, some probes being transferred that he maybe could have caught, but he's going to just straight go into the 3rd base here and try and kill a bunch of probes. Nice little storm drop there. Gets 7 kills. Oh,
Ooh,
that Reaver.
nice shot here.
Picks up another 4 kills maybe.
Yes, and we see Oya being ahead in probes now by 5. Not the biggest difference. Yeah, because the 4th base is done for Yeti, so he can mine from an additional middle line here. I think it's totally the same, but now we have the first fight and we have a very good position for Yeti, I would say. The storms are coming now.
Very nice storms. Wow, he's just blanketing Oya's army with storms here. And he's, wow, just massacring all the... But in the end, that was a pretty close fight.
Yes. Both players just storming everything.
Storming each other to death, literally here. Yeah, but it looks like Oya did come out slightly on top there. He's ahead in supply.
I also notice Oya has the 3rd attack upgrade here, while Yeti only is on 2 attack upgrades and doesn't even have another one started, while Oya is getting his 4th upgrade right now. So the longer this game goes, I think the more Oya is pulling ahead. He has his 4th base going up as well here now, and I mean he has the army advantage right now as well.
Yeah. Good thing for Yeti is he has had 4th base up and running a little bit long. But is it going to be enough? He's still... Okay, Oya has added 2 more gateways, but he's still... Yeti is still ahead in the gateway count.
Yeah.
So
Natural of Oya is now mined out. Yeti's natural almost mined out as well. So both players will be on 2 bases in a few seconds.
oh, shuttle flying into the army of Yeti. Thing in it.
Yeah, finally this 4 HP shuttle is going down.
But will that 10 HP shuttle live another day? Storm drop while this battle is going on.
Super nice storm drop here. And it looks
kills.
like he's also winning this fight here, and that means...
That's not good for Yeti.
Yeah, this game looks like it's pretty over at this point.
He's trying, I mean, he wants to go back to these cannons, get that extra damage, but I don't know if it's going to be enough still. There's just so much more here for Oya, and losing this 4th base is not going to be good. Oh no, yeah. A couple of zealots coming in to try and help, but that's just too little at this point. This base is going to go down, and I think with that, Yeti's chances of winning this game.
Yeah, that is true. There's no hope for Yeti here. This base is going down, and he has nothing left here to fall back on.
Some DTs might have helped. There is no observers here for Oya, but hindsight is 2020. A little too late, and Yeti taps out. Oya takes game number 4.
Yes, yeah, he had some nice storm drops there in the last few minutes, and I think in the last fight he just had a bit better position. He was like in a nice line, and he had a few more units anyways from the last fight before, so he was able to take that.
Yeah. Precious advantage, and now he is 1 game away from winning BSL 7 Chobo. Or GosuLeague. Keep doing that.
Yeah, 3-1. And we are going into game 5 here. Could be the last game that we see from this season's GosuLeague, but maybe Yeti can pull back and get some additional wins himself.
He is going to have to win 3 in a row now to bring this back. Looks like we are on Gladiator, a map pretty well known for being rock, paper, scissory in this matchup. You can just get ahead or behind based on build orders because it's so much easier to contain an opponent here. Having the high ground natural, you can contain them down into their main quite easily, which creates that whole dynamic of, okay, if you have more goons, you can contain them, but if you go straight goons and the other guy goes DTs, you're going to die to that. So definitely options for some build order kind of win-loss advantages here. We'll have to see if that plays into account or if we get into some kind of standard macro game. So far, Oya has gone for like a 2-gate or some pressure every game, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that again come from him. But before we do that, I should notice the Yeti did change his color up this game. He's not red anymore. He's gone ahead and gone to the magenta Protoss here in the top left.
That's a very good point you bring up there. Of course, the color being a very important factor of this game.
And maybe it'll change his luck. The red wasn't working for him, so he's got to switch it up to magenta.
Yeah, we'll see if that works. Both players are just getting the pylon in the main base again, so I'm really, how do you say it? Like I'm a bit surprised that we see so many PvPs and there's not a single proxy from any player in the best of 7.
Yeah. I guess to say to that, both players are pretty confident or strong, feeling in their own ability to win games without proxying or just win a straight up game with their strategies. We are going to have that scout coming out of Yeti after the gateway this game as well, not pylon. And no scout from Oya yet after that gateway. So are we going to see another 2-gate? Oh, no. Okay, he's going to go ahead and take his gas for the first time this game.
Yes. Oh, what is Yeti doing? Ah, okay, his probe just turned around. Okay, so both players just going for the goons here.
Oh, and we're going to get the core before his first zealot, so it's either going to be core Z or core and then a Dragoon. We'll have to see if he starts that zealot or not. And it looks like no. Okay, there it is. So he is going to go ahead and just play pretty standard. Meanwhile, we do have a zealot on the way and core as well for Yetis. So.
Yeah, both players playing the same game right now. I think Oya slightly ahead on his score here. I mean, that could be because he did do a later scout, but the scout was in the right direction immediately, so he has the scout information already, while Yeti is still scouting the bottom right.
Yeah, that's actually something I noticed in every game. For some reason, Oya's building seems to been a little bit ahead of Yetis early on, even when they're doing in mirror situations. It's just, I don't know, a bit quicker, maybe better splits or better mineral patches. I don't know. But interesting to note. We are having a second gateway come down here from Yeti. Being aware, you know, this is a reverse ramp. Looks like he maybe wants to do some early pressure with some Dragoons. However, Oya is going to be fully aware of that, having seen him throw down those 2 gateways.
Yes, and what is the reaction of Oya? Will we see another robotics or will we see more gates himself? An interesting fact here is that, of course, your main base is on low ground here, while your natural is on high ground. So if you go for that 3-gate, for example, and you have the unit advantage, and you win the first fight because of that, there can be very fast situation where you can contain your opponent in his main base, and he has a very hard time of getting out. So that could be dangerous, but yeah, he's not going for additional gates. He's just getting the robotics here.
And we are seeing a second gateway come down now from Oya. So he's going to have enough Dragoons and probably get a Reaver out relatively quickly. There may be an option for Yeti to try and push Oya back a little bit here and set up some sort of contain.
Yeah, he should have the unit advantage in the very beginning, but I mean, even if you're ahead like 1 or 2 units, the time yet that you need to go across the map towards your opponent will almost nullify that advantage, because he will have his reinforcements himself. So I think if you don't go for like 3 gates, it's very risky to really try to push the issue here.
Interestingly enough, Oya is moving forward with his units, having seen that he's going to be down a gateway.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know about that. Like, he saw the second gateway come up right in front of his probe, yet he still decided to go and be aggressive with 1 gate against 2. Anyway, he does lose a couple of units there for free. So very nice for Yeti.
Yeah, and Yeti uses that fact to throw down his Nexus here in the natural. So now we have Oya a bit under pressure to do some damage here. The shuttle is already out, the Reaver getting started now. So is he getting some speed shuttle? We'll see when he reaches 200.
And
there we go. Okay, so this will be one player with an economic advantage here with that early Nexus, and pure goons against a player who's on 1 base and has to do some damage and wants to do that with some speed shuttle harassment.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's going to be a little bit before that speed shuttle is done. The Reaver is finishing just about now. We'll have to see if he's going to go try and maybe get some harass done, or if he wants to wait for speed before he does anything with that.
Yeah, and this observer by Yeti is... he will see this. Oh, maybe not. The shuttle already left here. But he at least sees that there's no expansion, and also that the units are leaving the base, so I think he's aware that there's something coming from Oya, and he has to be very careful now.
He should be, and this goes back to what I said earlier about how one player is going to have that economic advantage and one player has that tech advantage, and we can see that how that's playing out here with the tech advantage player trying to be aggressive.
But I think this is a good position here by Yeti, but the Reaver is doing damage.
Yeah, he is going to push him back here a little bit. We do have 3 gateway production coming out of Yeti. Oh
my God.
No, the probes!
Oh!
Oh
my God!
Doing?
I can't believe that the shuttle didn't pick it up. It was just attacked by the probes and 1 goon for so long.
A little bit of miscontrol there for sure. And it looks like Yeti's probably going to be able to defend. He's got a Reaver coming up here himself. And with that, I don't think Oya is going to be able to push any further.
Yeah, and with that attack defended, I mean, he took some damage, he also lost some probes, but in the end his Reaver was killed. And he has no expansion. Okay, he just put down his expansion now, but he's definitely down on units at this point. But he has this second Reaver with the shuttle, and that is going into the main base. There's no defense here. Oh my God, and no reaction by Yeti. Oh my God. That was the biggest
How
hit.
many? 9 kills on that Reaver.
9 kills on
10,
another
he just killed another probe. 10 probe kills.
Oof. Yeah, and that brings Oya completely back into the game, even if you just take into account the economy, because I mean, yes, this Nexus finished, and being up in probes now, he will have the better economy once that's complete.
Assuming he starts building probes right away, which he should. So he's getting a 3rd gateway himself now. So we do have slightly more production for Yeti still at the moment. Shuttle trying to fly in and get some more probe kills, but deflected here. Yeti with a couple of Dragoons already in position.
Yeah, now he has goons everywhere. Oh, but he's actually leaving with the goons in his main base. If that shuttle goes back into the main base, it will be probably getting some probe kills again, but he's just picking up his second Reaver now. So will he push again, or will he go for additional harassment? That's the question here. picks up a goon.
So this-
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he drops 3. This game's pretty evened out now, as you can see. Like the supplies are pretty much even, and the probe counts are pretty much even. Like, oh yeah, I really needed to kill those probes to get back in this, and he did. So now we can see we have an even game. Although Yeti may look to try and press in here, and I don't know if that's the best option at the moment. Maybe if he can pick off these Reavers quickly.
Oh, the shuttle not here to pick up this first Reaver.
He's gonna lose his shuttle. Oh.
Oh my god. Ah, this high ground is also very difficult to attack here, but he has one additional Reaver. Oh no, there's another one coming for Oya, so I do not think this one is going well. Oh, he snipes the shuttle. Perfect.
That's what I was worried about, yeah. So now he's pretty committed here on this side of the map, and he's going to take damage on those Reavers. Well, he gets the shuttle on the other side as well, but both Reavers go down for Yeti, and that's the end of this attack. Oh, yes. I think Oya came out a little ahead there.
Yeah, definitely. He's ahead over 10 supply now, and he's down 5 probes, so that means he's actually ahead like 15 army supply at this point, or even almost 20 army supply now.
He was starting to push across the map, and he saw that observer, so he went back for it. Had he just pushed right then, I think he could have killed him. He still might, actually.
Yeah, I think so. He has a big unit advantage here.
Is there a Reaver on the way at all?
There's a shuttle on the way here, and that can pick up this Reaver and join the army in the front. But I think this army is pretty strong by itself.
He does have the high ground advantage here, so maybe he can hold on a little bit. Reaver is crawling his way for Yeti, but is it going to be able to get into this battle in time? It looks like he's going to hold, maybe? Yeah, with this Reaver, I think he will hold. Oh yeah, has a bunch of units that is natural he should be sending across, though.
Yeah, and also the shuttle and the Reaver. I think with all those units, I think he can kill Yeti, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, defender's advantage can only help so much here.
Yeah, and the defender's advantage is not as strong as if you leave your natural and go out of the map, especially if you have no shuttle here. So that can be very dangerous. And Oya is taking the high ground here, and this is super dangerous for Yeti. He goes back, but the Reaver is completely undefended, and it's getting sniped here by the Reavers.
Oh, that shuttle almost goes down. Yeti trying to pick it off, but does not get it.
Oh, some nice shots here by that Reaver in the end, but overall, Oya's just ahead in army here, and he's getting some additional damage done to the probes.
Tries to kill a few probes, yet he does have to run those probes. Loses his shuttle, so there's still a small chance, but even if he defends, he's just going to be so far behind. Oh yeah, does pick off that Reaver, but I mean, somehow Yeti does hold this attack off. He's still behind, but he lives for a little bit longer. Lives to fight another day.
Okay, so yeah, again, after all this fighting ends, we have Yeti still ahead, 2 probes at least, and the supply is almost even again, so it was a good defense in the end, and there's also no additional tech here coming up for any player, so they are completely committed on those Goon Reavers here.
Looks like Oya is continuing to press the issue here, though. I don't know if he's going to have enough necessarily. He's just going to go for some probes. Well, okay. He is going to commit with this. The Zealot's tanking the damage in front. Maybe he can push Yeti back here.
Yes, and he's pulling the probes. He will lose some more probes in the process, but he will defend this attack.
Oh yeah, still trying to pick off some things. I think he's staying a little bit too long here. He's gonna lose most of his Dragoons.
Yeah, stutter stepping if you have the same units and you have less of them doesn't really work. Yeah, but he's still ahead in head. He's ahead in supply still, and let's see if this Reaver drop can do damage. Good reaction by Yeti this time, but loses 3 probes anyways. I mean, that's really the advantage of the speed shuttle showing. You have all those little fights here, and Oh my god,
Oh
this
my
is a
god.
huge hit.
That's kind of the story of this game. He's killed so many probes with these Reavers.
Yes, and I mean super nice position here, because there's a lot of fighting going on in this area here, and the armies are here. He can just go into the main base super fast right next to his units, and even if the fight happens, he can just fly to his units and he's there in 3 seconds again. So this is a very strong position by Oya.
Especially with that shuttle speed, it takes no time at all to get across there and get back into the fight.
Yeah, and in
Where?
contrast, for Yeti, he has to move his units here to fight, but then he has to go all the way through the natural and to the ramp to his mineral line in the back to defend against the Reaver. So there's really
Two
no
Reavers
easy
in the
way
main.
here for Yeti.
Quick pull from Yeti, but I mean, he's even not killing any probes. He's just losing mining time by having to keep pulling these probes. And that
Yes.
in itself is adding value for Oya.
And this arrest is so strong. I mean, it was almost even the game, like just 2 minutes ago, but all this mineral time lost and all those probe kills, and just like that, Oya said 20 supply. It's such a huge factor here. Oh, there's some goons now. Maybe they can pick off the shuttle. It looks it could be possible here.
I think he was gonna get the shuttle at least. Kill those two Reavers. So nice little pickoff for him, but so the Reaver harass is gonna stop for the time being, but I don't think like it seems kind of too little too late at this point, you know?
But the Reaver arrest is not really stopping, because now it's Yeti's time to arrest.
He's got the slow shuttle. He is gonna drop that. He's gonna. Oh, nice. Picks up a few probes.
Yeah, but he will lose the shuttle as well.
Yep.
Not really
not
the
as good,
successful attack.
And Oya does have a third base up in mining. It is just a mineral only, but that's still extra probes and extra income he's gonna have. And his supply is still ahead here. His army's just bigger. He's got more probes. I don't know what Yeti can do. Like, he really needed something more from that harass, you know?
And now the armies are passing each other. Oya knows it, and now he can flank this goon force of Yeti. And I think this could be the end of the series here.
Yeah, there's just so much more army here for Oya. Yeti does have the high ground on both sides. But Oya just has so much more stuff. He needs some great Reaver hits to do anything, and it's not going to be enough. I think Oya has done it. This is the end here. Like,
yeah, this is the end of this series, it looks like. I mean, Yeti is staying in the game, but there's really nothing left for him. This shuttle even could get picked off. No, it's surviving, but
gonna get some
there's
more
no
probes here
third
in the main.
base.
Oya adding more insult to injury, killing all the probes in the main here for Yeti.
And here's the job by Yeti. It's killing a few probes, but in the end he will lose his shuttle anyways. Okay, maybe not, but...
Yeti knows this is over, but he doesn't want to leave necessarily right away because it's the last game. He knows it's game, though. And Oya takes it down, winning the series 4-1.
Yeah, so, very nice games by Oya. Congratulations there on winning the BSL 7 GosuLeague. Super nice job by him, winning this 4-1.
Yeah, very nice plays. We saw he was well prepared in some of his previous matches, so I imagine he had very good preparations for this, and like his Reaver control throughout the series and his unit control in general looked better than Yeti's, I would say, and that gave him advantage in the long run, so he was able to win this. Congratulations to Oya.
Yeah, but also, of course, congratulations to Yeti. Taking the second place in the GosuLeague is no small feat here. And yeah, as mentioned already, we will see all of the 4 players we saw today in the Pro League next season. And yeah, with that, the BSL 7 season, at least the GosuLeague, ends. I think the other leagues are also finished. So we will wait for the next BSL season. I hope you enjoyed the games, guys. Thanks for the subscription, Anonymous. And yeah, what else is there to say, Snipe?
Not too much. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and thanks for having me on these casts. It was a lot of fun casting with you.
Yes, I have to agree. Yeah, apart from that, as you already said, thanks to all the viewers for joining the stream every time and checking out those games. Was a lot of fun. And also, of course, thanks to Zero once again and his staff, especially here Averti, always very active, who's also in the chat here. Yeah, very nice tournaments and very nice games. And this wraps it up.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, GG's. So, thanks for watching again, guys, and bye bye.
See ya.